Are you out and about in the streets in Fredericton area? You got a feel for the city? Like, I live outside the city, so I don't come in very often. I don't get a feel for Fredericton right now. Do you feel like you got a pulse on the city?
A little bit. A little bit.
I see these things in the news about meth.
Oh my
is it scare tactics or
no, there's
really
a lot of
fucking
there's a lot of people out meth in this city. You'd be surprised how high Fredericton really is.
Yeah.
Believe me. No, it's an epidemic, man.
Yeah?
I don't know where they're getting this mess from, but people really need to leave that shit alone. Because it's destroying people.
Oh, it just ruins you.
I watched a bunch of people around here that used to be normal until they started doing that stuff. That just takes a man's soul away.
Have you ever been caught up in that?
No.
Is it raining? I don't know.
I don't know.
Snowing? I can't tell. We can't tell.
Ice, hail, sleet?
I don't know. I don't even care.
No matter.
Tell me.
We the North.
I mean, it's the truth, yo. Being me, baby. Can't handle it? Canada. Try me. We the North. Got ball in the veins, 3 points for the shot, slam dunking away. Never getting stopped when we drive in the lane, cause in the north it gets cold, but the game's the same. We the North, line it up for the one, pass it back to the D, slap shots a gun. Never getting checked when I'm chasing down the puck, and yes, the goalie's out of luck. We the North, got game in any sport, whether ice or on land, in the paint or the court. Got it locked down for the rest of the latitude. Alley-oop all the way, Alcatraz with an attitude. I'm in the zone when I rhyme like I'm playing for keeps. And I am, that's the truth, don't go back to sleep. Cause I'll mention I'm the best on one of these beats. I bring my rap back, out fire and eat. I don't need to get a rep when I'm walking the streets. I put it down much harder than these other MCs. We charge another brother for a 16, please. You ain't need to take kids, have mine for free. And when you make it famous, say hi to Ceeb. Cause that's how I like it, we do for we. We can do for you too, turn your marriage to dreams. Got a line up of haters, put them right on the seas. At the end of the day, when the sun goes down, I still bust a crossover on you young ass clowns. I'm away to the net, both the bus and lay up, reverse. All the way up, we the North, got ball in the veins, 3 points for the shot, slam dunking away. Never getting stopped when we drive in the lane, cause in the north it gets cold, but the game's the same. We the North, line it up for the one, pass it back to the D, slap shots a gun. Never getting checked when I'm chasing down the puck, and yes, the goalie's out of luck. I got 100 of cousins, bringing guns by the dozens, raining bullets all round, eating ballers for lunches. Tomahawk with a style, still munching on mushins. Balls back to the point, it's a 3 and I dunked it. Claim my fame with no shame or disdain. My lane's still the same, but I leveled up, man. So insane is the game, but I still got a range. So put your play face on it, don't complain. Back to work, yo, cause ain't a damn thing done. Promoters don't pay, so book your own things, man. Trust me when I tell you, man, I'm pure Babylon. So you gotta do you, never worry about it, Lord. Take control, before they take your soul. Man, I rhyme with a demon, on fire patrol. So you know how it goes when the cold wind blows. And it's Canada, yo, all about the snow. We the North, got ball in the veins, 3 points for the shot, slam dunking away. Never getting stopped when we drive in the lane, cause in the north it gets cold, but the game's the same. We the North, line it up for the one, pass it back to the D, slap shots a gun. Never getting checked when I'm chasing down the puck, and yes, the goalie's out of luck. Taking out these bad ideas and nonsense logic, replace it with a plan that gon' get us some profit. Properly promote till we shine like comets, and whenever they hear a be of me, it's rockets. Trust me, man, a lifetime of tripe is all that you need to show you just what's right. In the day, in the paint, and especially night. Just a little to the left, you would've felt the night. Track tested in the show, Ceeb Dread that you know. Ain't the ghost on the coast, I'm the host with the most. And to burn up the spot like bread when it's toast. And they wanna battle me, but only say it's a roast. So get your info straight before we close the gate. I only got room for love, but I can show you hate. I don't wanna do it, man, but it's on my plate. You might ask me to stop, but it's probably too late. We the North, got ball in the veins, 3 points for the shot, slam dunking away. Never getting stopped when we drive in the lane, cause in the north it gets cold, but the game's the same. We the North, Line it up for the one, pass it back to the D, slap shots a gun. Never getting checked when I'm chasing down the puck. And yes, the goalie's out of luck. We the North, got game in any sport, whether ice or on land, in the paint of the court. Got it locked down for the rest of the latitude. Alley-oop all the way, Alcatraz with an attitude. We the North, got ball in the veins, 3 points for the shot, slam dunking away. Never getting stopped when we drive in the lane, cause in the North it gets cold, but the game's the same. We the North, line it up for the one, pass it back to the D, stop shots a gun. Never getting checked when I'm chasing down the puck. And yes, the goalie's out of luck. We the North, got game in any sport, whether ice or on land, in the paint of the court. Got it locked down for the rest of the latitude. Alley-oop all the way, Alcatraz with an attitude.
Hey, what's up, weirdos? It's Mark Splood, and I am the host of the Sploodcast. But you should probably know that already, shouldn't you? You know what I'm talking about, right? Everyone listens to my show. What's the point of even doing a commercial? Well, listen, just in case there's one poor bastard out there who doesn't know about it, it's the best damn podcast in the world, and you can find it every Thursday on iTunes or Podbean or wherever you get your shit. Get my shit. It's called the Sploodcast. Check it out. Download it. Sit down on your ass, crack a Dos Equis, fire up your favorite sativa, and drive her right the fuck into you.
Boys Club. Is it called Boys Club because my apartment looks like a boy lives in it?
I wouldn't say a boy lives in it. I would say a boy is kidnapped somewhere in here.
Boys Club.
We're everything. We're true crime. We're world star hip hop.
We're World Star Hip Hop. We're Netflix reviews.
Stories of the day.
Boys Club.
Listen.
Yeah, do it. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. I think. No, we're not. And on Google Play. Nobody gives a shit.
Boys Club.
Boys Club podcast. Now with 90% more sound clips of black people.
Boys Club.
Touch me and I'll sue.
Hello, I'm comedian Shane Ogden, and this is an advertisement for my podcast, Birchwood. I'm a father, electrician, husband, comedian, show producer, and founder of Chuckles Comedy Club in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. Sounds pretty interesting, right? It isn't. Watch me prove it to you, one episode at a time. You see, other podcasts like to focus on things that are interesting. Not me. I've discovered in order to stand out, you have to be the same as everyone. I'm just fucking with you. It's actually pretty interesting. And it's called Birchwood with Shane Ogden.
Good day to you, whatever Trevor listener. It is Wednesday, June 5th, 2019. It's season 2 time. Season 2 time. Just a fancy way to have a excusable 2-week break when trying to find guests and just not being that available to really reach out and book a lot of people. So, yeah. But we're back. We're going to be back for a while. It's the morning time. I record this intro the morning of Wednesday before uploading to give you the latest update in my life. This episode 11, is with a guest, Mr. Ceeb Dread, Eric Claybourne, local emcee, rapper, hip-hop artist. When he was a kid, former breakdancer. Maybe he could still breakdance. I'm not sure. I didn't ask him. But Ceeb and I, we've got a little bit of history, and he's just a great guy to whenever I see him or anything like that. So it was nice to see him. It was really nice to see him. And I think you guys are going to enjoy the podcast. It's a good solid hour and 45 minutes of a pretty good conversation. We were pretty high for a little bit of it. And I think we got unhigh towards the end. So you get to kind of go on that ride with us. Very cool chat with Ceeb. I've always wanted to really, I've spent 16 hours in a vehicle with him and shot a lot of shit with him before, but never, for a podcast for you guys to enjoy. So I'm happy. I'm happy with how it turned out. It's the first first podcast that I've ever recorded in the van. Decided to pick Ceeb up at his house and then go and visit the local First Nations dispensary. A couple weeks ago, there was only 1 or 2 or maybe 3, and now I think there are 7. It's an exponential growing business in Fredericton right now. We went to the dispensary, picked up a little bit of medicine, pre-rolls, edible. We got her into us, and we parked the vehicle. Don't worry, we weren't driving around high. I know technically what we were doing is sitting in the vehicle as we were high is technically a crime, technically DUI, but I made sure to throw the keys. I didn't have the keys on me, so maybe there was some legality there that we're just sitting in a vehicle. I'm always thinking one step ahead, right? I don't know if that would hold up in a court of law, but hey, we're just 2 dudes sitting in this vehicle looking at the beautiful river in Fredericton. We're not doing anything wrong, but we weren't in a public area either. We were on private property, so not tripping about that. But it was a fun interview. I got to warn you, if you're listening to this, at some parts in the interview there are sirens because we were in Devon. So you're going to hear sirens from time to time. Nothing I can do about that. Can't edit those out. We were talking over them. So if you hear a faint sirens, it's not the whole episode by any means. It's just a couple of times I remember hearing sirens as we talked. And yeah, I don't know what I've been up to. I've been trying to keep pretty busy, looking for work, volunteering for a festival. I sent in my application to volunteer at Folly Fest this year. If you listen to the Courtney Steves episode, she works with Feels Good in the team that puts on Folly Fest, and I kind of expressed interest in volunteering, and that's what I'm going to do this year. I've gone to Folly Fest. This will be my 8th year spending time at the festival in a row, 8th year in a row. 7 years paying attendee. This year, I'm going to help out in some capacity. Still don't know my role quite yet, but I assume it's going to be just, front of house security, front gate security, ticket type thing. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it, though, to seeing everybody, and it's going to be a good weekend. There's good music in store. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year, if not probably my favorite weekend. And this year especially is going to be different because it's going to be Kendrick's first Folly Fest outside of the womb. He went to Folly Fest while Emily was probably 6 or 7 months pregnant. And trippy enough that the first live music that Kendrick ever heard, like as we walked into the festival that year in 2017, as Emily is well into the pregnancy, there's a band on one of the side stages called Womb to Tomb. Isn't that trippy? That's a true story. They're going to be at the festival again. They're a local St. John band. Very cool act. Folk rock, led by Jasmine Wong, and I think I'm forgetting someone else, but fantastic music, beautiful music. And Kendrick, Emily remembers, she's like, he really likes this. He's moving a lot right now. So it's going to be really trippy to see that come full circle in a couple of weeks at Folly Fest. In a couple of weeks, yeah, end of the month, end of June 28th, 29th, 30th. It's on the Canada Day long weekend in the village of Gagetown. It's an awesome festival. If you're listening to this and you're in the Fredericton area and you've never been, it's family friendly, but it also balances that fine line of people still having a lot of fun. But there are kids around, and there have been kids around every year since I've gone to Folly Fest, and everyone's respectful. People are dabbling, some are, but there's no problem. There's family camping, so there's a nice safe area for all the families to go to when the freaks come out at night. No, it's not that bad, to be honest. It's a family-friendly festival with some great music, some beautiful art, lots of beer, beautiful spot to camp in the neighboring fields of the fairgrounds. The festival takes place on the Queens County Fairgrounds. A couple of stages. The music doesn't really overlap. It's one side stage, one main stage, and they go back and forth. There's a beautiful grandstand that you can set up hammocks. There are fire spinners at night. Live artists are... Kendrick, you can join the podcast, but you can't start your own over there. You sitting in your chair talking into your microphone? He's on one today. He's been on one for a little bit. But Folly Fest is... I can't wait. Kendrick, are you excited for Folly Fest? Are you excited for Folly Fest? Yeah? All the music? I'm excited for the music and the food and the time spent with my family. Excuse me, I've got a child coming up to see me because I said the F word. And you can say fuck all you want around a child. That's what they don't tell you. But do not say FOOD. Because especially around my child anyways, he's never repeated the FUCK. But if you say food, he freaks out. See? You heard me whisper it. Yeah, Folly Fest. I'll be volunteering. Oka is one of the headliners. Fortunate Ones. Oka's from Australia. Fortunate Ones are from St. John's, Newfoundland. Alicia Brilla is back again. The Brood, the Hypochondriacs. Papa Groove. I'm not looking at the poster right now. I'm just kind of going off of what I remember. And then a whole slew of really, really good local talent from the Maritimes. That's the biggest thing about Folly Fest. You get to see how talented people are. And it comes to no surprise anyways. You know, sometimes it's a backhanded compliment when people are surprised about how good the music scene is on the East Coast. Like, oh, wow. You guys are really good at music. Well, yeah, no shit. You know? We're fucking good at everything. The East Coast. Yeah. So that's an update on Folly Fest. I'll be there. Oh, yeah. And the next 3 episodes of Whatever Trevor Within Earshot are going to feature 100% Folly Fest music. Fun fact. We're featuring 27 acts over the few days and spreading that love. What was I going to say about the acts? Not this episode, though. This episode, the song that brought us in is all of the music on this episode is provided by Eric Claybourne, Ceeb Dread. His music, he's an MC, rapper from Fredericton. That first song was called We Da North in honor of the Toronto Raptors right now. Because the Raptors are 1-1 against the Golden State Warriors of Oakland. That should be their full name. The Golden State Basketball Warriors of Oakland. I'm full on Raptor craze right now, man. I silently cheered for the Philadelphia 76ers to beat them because I was trusting the process. However, when that didn't come through, I fully hopped on the Kawhi Leonard train, the Spicy P. Pascal Siakam train, the Kyle Lowry train, Danny Green from Fredericton. Van Fleet Senior, Van Vliet Senior, whatever. It's funny how they always, like, the announcers, you hear them saying Van Fleet. There's no F in that name. It's Van Vliet. Van Vliet! Come here, Van Vliet! Yeah. Who else? Mark Gasol, who just looks like a tall, big version of Marcel Richard. So look into that. Yeah, it's been Serge Ibaka. I'm enjoying the basketball finals, obviously, more than the hockey finals. Being a Philadelphia Flyers fan, you know, I kind of don't want Boston to win because I'm not right into Boston. But with Marty dying this year, sure, give Boston the pass since Marty died. Give them the cup because Martin Saunier passed away. May he rest in peace. We're both on one today. Kendrick's just humming in the background. I apologize, but once again, there's nothing I can do. So, unless look like an asshole on the podcast and yell at him to shut up, if that's what you guys want me to do. If that's what you guys want me to do, then send an email to whatevertrevorpodcast@gmail.com. That is WHATERE. Nope, that's not how you spell it. See, that's a hard... You guys know whatevertrevorpodcast@gmail.com. Maybe none of you can spell it right because I have not gotten a single goddamn email from anybody. Well, I have, but not anything to be like, hey, there's a question for the podcast, or hey. So yeah, you can send text to whatevertrevorpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to send in an audio clip of yourself or a video, if you take a selfie video, I will play the audio on the podcast. You can do that. You go to my website, trevormux.com, and there is multiple links throughout my website, and you will see them. That's a send me a file. And you upload that to my Dropbox account, I get a notification, and boom, we're off to the races. So yeah. That's kind of what's been going on with me. The next 3 episodes will have Follyfest music. This episode has Ceeb's music, 9 tracks from all over his discography I went through. We to North is off of Ceeb's project The Fifth, which was his 5th album. And we're playing music, and The Fifth came out in 2018. I don't know if I just said that. But we got, Ceeb puts out a lot of music. I see a release in 2016, 2017, 2 in 2018, 1 in 2012. Back, I've got an early track in the middle of the podcast. Ceeb's an interesting cat. I'm not going to give away any of the conversation because you should listen to it, but it's a story of redemption. A guy, coming to Fredericton with nothing, spoiler alert, and turning his life around. So really check out the interview. It's going to be coming up here shortly. I'm not going to keep this introduction too long, obviously, because my child is competing with me for sound waves right now and incredibly jealous. Hey, buddy. I love you. Was that the most passive-aggressive I love you you've ever heard? Parenting, man, is hard. I love that kid with all my soul, and I would do anything. If someone hurt him, I would feel really angry and have a hard time not hurting the person that hurt him. I might, to a certain extent, hurt the person that hurt him, but holy fuck does he ever piss me off sometimes. You see how quiet he got? That's when you gotta be real. I should probably cut that out of the podcast. I think it's all coincidental. He just moved on from one toy to another, by the way. Nothing I said changed his demeanor. He's a good kid, though. I love him to death. We're starting to get in a really cool spot with his development. He's starting to almost string together words. Very good at, repeating. Smart, pretty smart guy. Loves books, loves looking at books, loves destroying books. the people in history who've destroyed books would have liked to have him on his team, or maybe he's an old soul of book destroyers and art destroyers. But yeah, this is episode 11 of Within Earshot on Whatever Trevor. Season 2 premiere. We're going to have 10 episodes this season. And the plan is to switch off after these episode 11 through 20. Take a quick minute of a break. And I think I'm going to do some Harvest Jazz and Blues promotion coming up in August after the 10 episodes. So like these will run its course, and then I will be doing the Harvest Jazz and Blues like preview shows. I think I'm going to try to schedule 4 or 5 interviews, kind of Harvest Jazz and Blues related, and go from there. So that would be very cool. Yeah, watching the Joe Rogan Sober October preview, those 4 fucking numpties. God love them all, but they're starting to get a little bit unbearable. Not unbearable, I don't know. I'm actually kind of interested. I actually might do Sober October this year, kind of go crazy. There's also a gym in town who's offering a $20 a month membership for a year for like a special anniversary price, and that seems very fair, and they've got good free weights. You know I could go in there without a partner and have somebody who could walk me through like a squat, deadlift, overhead press, you know, what I would want to do, the basic core fundamentals, because I'm feeling weak. I am. Had a pretty physical job there for 8 months last year. Was it 8 months? 7 months? And I was getting fairly, in decent day-to-day shape. I was lugging mounted tires, upwards to 16 sets a day, back and forth, stacking the made high. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't doing that myself. I had a partner that pulled, more than his share of the weight. Colby, shout out to you, homie. If you're listening to this in the work truck doing deliveries or whatever, man, I miss you. And it was a really fun time working with you. And I hope life is going well for you. It was a fun job because Colby made it a good place to work. I mean, not everything was roses there, especially, some of the people I had to work with. I'm not going to name names. I'll keep it vague. But, the upper management were fantastic. The other departments were great. I just don't know if I could work in that department again. But hey, it doesn't look like I'm working in that department ever again, as they have laid me off and not called me back. So, yeah, the Toronto Raptors, they're 1-1. They played tonight back in Oakland. 10 p.m. start in Fredericton. We've got our own little Jurassic Park popped up now, which is kind of cool. I'm all for that. I don't know if I'll go out to watch that because I could, make a late 10 o'clock snack, eat an edible, get high as fuck, and pass out on my couch. Or I could have to stay sober, drive 20 kilometers to Jurassic Park, come back, and stay sober. Stay sober. Ooh, give me that music maker, baby. Yeah, Are we charming snakes, Kendrick? Oh, this is podcast gold, baby. Thank you for bringing that. Woo! Thank you, my man. You got a carrot. You got a teething carrot. This boy has got some teeth coming in that won't come in. He's been teething for, woo, baby, woo. He loves music. He loves making noise, making a racket. Gonna definitely get him involved in like early, I think they say you can, really start teaching musical talent. Emily's got it in her blood. I don't. But I would really like to, get him on, maybe start him out on piano, just, the basics at a pretty young age if he shows interest. He loves hitting the xylophone. He loves hitting things as drums. So maybe it just kicks off his rhythm. I'd love him to be a horn player though. Fucking play the sax or something. He's gonna be a sax playing, black belt wearing. Did you put the shaker behind my back, you silly goose? He's gonna be a sax playing, black belt wearing, son of a gun. We got to find some other ones. Get a Ric Flairism going for Kendrick. But yeah, I don't want to make this intro too long. Maybe half an hour would be cool. I love just talking to myself, knowing that it goes out to, 20, 40, 50 people, depending on how popular it is. Yeah, Sober October. That interests me a little bit. Like, if they do some crazy, like, you got to fucking row 10,000 kilometers a day, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to abstain from, like, all marijuana completely, for sure, in October. Definitely booze. I mean, booze isn't a problem. I can skip booze. I don't really enjoy booze that much, to be honest. It's nice to have every once in a while, but oftentimes, when you're really starting to get drunk or to binge drink, halfway on the come up, I'm like, ugh, I just remember how much work this is. I absolutely remember how much work, getting loaded is. Such a commitment. Marijuana, a couple vapes off of a vape unit, or, a pinch in a bowl. Share a joint. You're all fucking stoned. You don't gotta throw like shitload of carbs or a shitload of liquid into your system and then you're pissing everywhere. You're just, you're pissing on your plants, house plants. You're pissing on your kitchen table. Before you know it, you're fucking pissing on the dishes in the sink that you haven't washed because you're drunk. So, Sober October, it's something I'm thinking about. I might give it an honest effort with these guys. I'm 18 minutes into the episode. I'm a little bit pissed off at Joe Rogan that he's taken his podcast off of a live stream. I really, I'm a lurker. I haven't, there's a lot of people on there that were really upset and very vocal online. I lurk. I don't actually contribute my 2 cents. I just kind of formulate my 2 cents in my head and then read the two sides and go, oh, okay. A majority or a minority of people kind of think the way I do. And with this, people were pretty upset. And my only thing with Joe Rogan not being 100% live streamed anymore is I just enjoyed kind of feeling like I was a part of history. Felt like I was a part of a conversation that was happening right now. Obviously I'm not a part of the conversation. I'm watching it, but I'm watching this conversation transpire on a few second delay. If we transported our bodies or whatever. Transported? Is that the word? Sure. Hey, Kendrick, you want to transport it? Honk, honk. Yeah. Music playing. Black belt wearing. What's he going to have a black belt in, Trevor? Jiu-jitsu. Maybe start him off with something simple, like, when he's 5 or 6 into karate or taekwondo. Something, just to teach him respect and discipline. Breaking blocks and stuff. You ever watch that video online of that kid that can't break the block? There's a video circling. If you type in Google, kid that can't break the block, karate. It's probably one of the first things. And you're probably laughing, Trevor. That's a funny thing to Google. No, do it. It's a heartwarming, uplifting video. It's this kid over and over. He's trying to kick this block, and the instructor's giving him all good instruction, and the whole kids in his class, they're all standing with their broken blocks and they're cheering him on. His name. You can do it, go, go, go. And spoiler alert, he gets it and he is tackled by all of his friends. And if it doesn't make you cry, I don't know, man. It's one of those videos, that are just programmed to make you cry. It's like seeing an army buck, surprise his kid and family. Those always kind of hit you in the feels. I have like a section of bookmarks that I bookmark stuff like that because I do feel it's healthy to cry. Those type of tears sometimes, and I mean any type of tears. If you're feeling so emotionally upset that you have to cry tears of pain and anger and sadness, then get those out too. But I almost consider this like a forced cry, content cry, that, you know, it takes you out of your headspace that you're in. And sometimes I recognize that, and I want to reset my brain or give myself something of that type of flush for my brain. And I have a set of bookmarks that just kind of make me weep like that a little bit. I don't know if that's strange to share or to have, but I do. And there's one where it's this guy, it's like a 6-minute long documentary style video where he has adopted this dog since the dog was a puppy. And this guy's like a rough and tumble looking fixed wheel hipster type looking guy. But the dog, I think, had like 3 legs maybe or something. Something wrong with him previously. And the dog has hustled, like going up a 4-story walk up every day. And the dog can no longer do the walk home. So the guy has been carrying him up the stairs for months. And he's riding around in a basket, in a bigger dog. But he's riding around in like a wagon on the dude's fixed wheel. And the video is him putting the dog down. And bro, when I lost my mom, I think I discovered that video. And it kind of just helped me reset a little bit. If I felt like I was on the edge of crying or being incredibly upset for no reason. Not for no reason, but spontaneously, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. Like if I'm just gonna, you know, I'm feeling it, it's there, and it could happen with something someone says or another feeling gets compounded onto that current feeling. I would watch a video like that and it would kind of reset me a little bit, if that makes any sense. So yeah, real talk. I don't know what else I want to talk about, so this is probably going to come to an end. Maybe do a little bit of promo. Ceeb plugs all of his dates coming up in June, in July. I know he has a show on, I think he said June 29th at the Capitol Complex with, I believe, Cam Speech and himself. So check that out. And then I think he's opening up for Onyx at Club Chrome, and he's got some other dates. I will make sure I have them in the podcast description once I get through and find all of them. But Ceeb, towards the end of his interview, he shares those with me. He shares those dates with me. Making some good coffee lately. This has been a fantastic brew. I love mastering somewhat of a recipe. Every coffee's a little bit different in the French press. Not an exact science, but with this brand of coffee, I seem to have a pretty good mix. Yeah. Should we play the goddamn episode yet or what? Should I play the episode, Kendrick? Should I fire it up, as Mark would say? All of the music, once again, that you hear on this episode comes from a man called Ceeb Dread. If you would like to get any of this music, Ceeb is available on Facebook. If you send him a message on Facebook, either to his Facebook page called Ceeb Dread, Ceeb space Dread on Facebook, or his personal page, Eric space Claybourne, and that's spelled ERIC space CLAYBOURNE, Claybourne with an E. He will happily send you all of his albums for an email money transfer. Ceeb is an independent artist who works very hard. If you give him some love, that would be wicked. You know, if you like his raps, his boom bap style. I learned what boom bap was. I've always heard it. You know, I consider myself somewhat of a hip hop head, but I wanted to hear, you know, and I kind of knew I was just trying to make for good radio. Kendrick, no. Let go. Hey, no. He's pulling out my XLR cable, trying to pull it off the table. we're in a tug of war, and he loses every time because he is a year and a few months old. No, a year and 3/4. I'm a prick, aren't I? He just realized he lost the tug of war and gave up. Yeah, send Eric a message. He would gladly send you all of his albums. He did that for me. I sent him some cash because I wanted to pay it forward a little bit. I know I'm on tough times right now, but Ceeb really looks out for other people. When he performs a lot of his shows, he raises food for the local food banks and homeless shelters and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that he got a little bit something for his time with me and providing his music, which I will play on the podcast. So yeah, I'll be back next week, next Wednesday. I don't know who the guest is yet. Still a surprise because who I wanted to have initially has ghosted me on Facebook, and I don't really feel like sending that like second or third message. Like, I know they saw it, right? It says seen 10 days ago. Maybe it's at that time right now, once I post this episode, to maybe send them a message and say, hey, is this something you want to do? I still got you penciled in. And if not, move on and try to find another guest, because that's the problem I'm having right now. I kind of settle on someone I would like to have for an episode, and if it falls through, I'm like 2 or 3 days away from the podcast being recorded, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a guest, and I get backlogged a little bit. So hopefully I can get that guest lined up. If not, we've got an episode for sure coming out next Wednesday, but let's not look forward to that one just yet. I really, really think you're going to like this interview. It's not really an interview, but a conversation, a real conversation that I had with my friend, emcee, rapper, hip-hop artist, but most importantly, an emcee, Mr. Eric Claybourne, a.k.a. Ceeb Dread. Enjoy it. But first, sorry. I'm bad at signing off. This next song from Mr. Ceeb Dread is the only song that I'm going to say, because they're just going to be chopped up into the conversation afterwards. But right now, the song you're hearing is called Keep It Hood.
Hey yo, yeah go, We'll keep it hood, man, gotta keep it hood. It's all good, man, gotta keep it hood. We'll keep it hood, and y'all wish you could. And to me, hood really means good. We'll keep it hood, man, gotta keep it hood. It's all good, yo, gotta keep it hood. We'll keep it hood, yo, gotta keep it hood. And to me, hood really means good. We'll keep it hood, man, gotta keep it hood. It's all good, yo, gotta keep it hood. We'll keep it hood, yo, and y'all wish you could. And to me, hood really means good. Fredericton, yo, gotta keep it hood. Montreal, yo, gotta keep it hood. T-Dot, yo, gotta keep it hood. Canada, what? Gotta keep it hood. I fly by in the nighttime with a wicked type of sight lines. Try to share the wealth to push my friends into the light shine. The right vibe got me on some new ish. I got it right to this dope beat by Blueprint. Yeah, drop the name, man. Gotta share the fame, man. If you playing with guns, you gotta have the proper aim, man. Not the same, man. Who took you out of change, man? But the main man, the same blend, is standing on the same land. My, it's a farce, is it not? If you ever watch the news, you might think it's a plot. That was far from the bottom, we were almost at the top. So I'ma leave the rest blank and you can add what you want. Keep it hood, man, gotta keep it hood. It's all good, yo, gotta keep it hood. We'll keep it hood, yo, and y'all wish you could. And to me, hood really means good. Fredericton, yo, gotta keep it hood. Montreal, yo, gotta keep it hood. T-Dot, yo, gotta keep it hood. Canada, what? Gotta keep it hood. Every time that I wake up, I gotta give God is famous. You might not think he's G, but he's that gangster that made us. So never mind the papers, cause they smoke like vapors. It's time I know who do and who don't hate us. It's probably time to take a little hiatus, but I ain't going nowhere till I'm done to the day, Gus. Ashes to ashes, put the rest on the stone, and leave a little spot for my dog to hide her bone. She gets a little crazy when she left all alone. So if it's you try to do, you better lock up your own and keep a hood, yo, like I know you should, yo. We rockin' good, yo, like you know we could, yo. It's all hood, yo, that's what makes it good, yo. We keep the hood cause we should, it's all good, yo. We maintain in the game, keep a hood, yo. And please don't forget, what's hood, yo? We keep it hood, man, gotta keep it hood. It's all good, yo, gotta keep it hood. We keep it hood, yo, and y'all wish you could. Enemy hood really means good. Dreadville, yo, gotta keep it hood. Montreal, yo, gotta keep it hood. T-Dot, yo, gotta keep it hood. Canada, what? Gotta keep it hood. Now I don't play ball or play chess. I just stay tall and way blessed. If the cats fall, I'll pick you up. If it at my friends who plays best. And I ain't been to the States yet, just looking to find my placement. You probably find me in the basement somewhere looking to make a great set. That's true, cause it can't be any other. Unless they're blessed by me, they call them brethren or my brother. That's the type of lesson given to me by my mother. So I suggest you eat the words of a #1 gunner. I'm teaching lessons that you should have been taught. I'm seeking sessions that should have been sought. I jumped into hell and it wasn't that hot, but I'm sure up in heaven is better land to be bought, yo. Keep it hood, yo, gotta keep it hood, yo. It's all good though, we gotta keep it hood, yo. Keep it hood, man, gotta keep it hood, yo. Enemy hood really means good, yo.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. We'll be shooting this podcast by the river with that previously had dead bodies in it. Do not go swimming in the river. The river has the souls of many dead bodies in it, and they're looking for other bodies to possess. I'd strongly suggest you keep your kids away from the river unless you want to come home with somebody else.
Yeah, we're on Union Street, overlooking the St. John River right now.
That's it for the news in the ghetto.
It's a nice, probably 16, 17 degrees right now, you'd say?
Yeah, you can bring your shorts out, take a suntan. White people, get outside.
For the people out there, I don't like doing the conversation with headphones on and then my guest not having headphones, so I monitor it. It sounds good to me to start, so as long as you talking to the mic.
Sure.
And yeah, it's a beautiful day for my listeners out there, to all 50, 60 some of you that tune in each episode, soon to be growing after this episode. You heard his tune at the start of the podcast. I'm with none other than Ceeb Dread.
That's who's there. That's me. Unless there's somebody else here, and there's only two of us here, so yeah, it's gotta be me, because it's not you.
I'm Trevor Muxworthy. Ceeb, you're on Whatever Trevor right now.
Okay, whatever, Trevor.
Whatever Trevor. That's it. I picked Ceeb up. This is the first podcast actually out of the van.
Out of the van.
Normally, I try to do it at the kitchen studio. But the little guy is just too noisy right now, and he's the man of the house. He's not leaving. He says, "You leave to go do your thing."
Trevor didn't do the dishes.
Oh no, I did do the dishes today. I made sure I did the dishes today.
Nothing worse than the old lady coming home seeing dishes.
No,
I wouldn't suggest all men with women do the dishes, guys.
Yep.
Just
at least, an honest effort.
At least the dishes.
Yeah.
Even if you don't do the pots and pans, at least the plates and silverware is done.
I'm the classic that I'll do the dishes, I'll wash them, leave them to dry. Classic maritimer thing.
Oh yes,
leave them in
drip
the
dry.
rack, drip dry.
And they never
do all the pots and pans, but just leave them on the stove.
Yeah, and the dishes never make it to the cupboard.
They never do.
No, you take them out of the dry rack again, and it's just a cycle of this.
It's just from the dry rack to the sink, back to the dry rack.
Yeah. No, I do try every once a day. I'll go, okay, I'm going to do the dry rack now. It's been drying for 24 hours.
We should just get rid of cupboards altogether. I mean, we don't flip and use them. Just tear them down. Put up pictures of Bob Marley there. It's okay. It'll be just fine.
Yeah, more space for food storage. I always find I'm like, man, these cupboards are full as fuck.
Can't put any more cans in here.
That's a humble brag. That's because you with your artistic talents, you like to raise money for the homeless. Not take a sharp turn to that, but because not everyone is fortunate to have fucking full cupboards. Not to go right dark and slow right off the podcast, but.
Well, to be honest, I don't really raise money. I raise food.
You raise food.
You know what I mean? I raise food, and I donate it to any soup kitchen or wherever I'm playing. Like, if it's here, it's the Fredericton Community Kitchen. When I went to Miramichi last year, it was the Miramichi, food bank. You know what I mean? So people are hungry, man. It's not just poor people or homeless people, but people with jobs and mortgages and bills and big families. Sometimes, man, the
$700 power bills hit you in the wintertime. Right, what are you going to do?
Sometimes the bills are the only thing you can afford to pay to keep the lights on, but then you got no food. You know what I mean? What do you do? That's why there's a food bank and there's a soup kitchen, and it's just important to keep people not so hungry.
Yeah. I mean, that's wicked that you do that. So would you just encourage people when they come out to see you live at a show to bring a non-perishable food item?
Well, it goes like this. I'll book a show, and there'll be a discount on the cover charge or the ticket price for a non-perishable food item. Get all that together, and the next day bring the food to the soup kitchen.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they weigh it up, and we take pictures, and just to show, not to say that I don't take pictures because I want the clout or anything. I take pictures to show that this is what happened, this is what I did, and this is who's getting it. You know what I mean? Just to show that it did actually happen. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's all.
Well, that's wicked, man. I think anyone listening out there will appreciate that. We've gone on a trip before. I know you. I think actually the first time I ever interacted with you, straight up, might have been at the Capitol or something downtown. But the first thing that I really remember is the Evolve Festival, either 2012 or 2013.
Yeah.
I think it might have been that Grandmaster Flash year, actually.
That was it.
I just remember you coming out of the woods, and we were camping, Emily and I at the time, and another comedian, Clifford. We were all camping behind the campsite, or the main stage.
Yeah.
Kind of just away from everybody, and they let us when we pulled up. They were like, yeah, bring your vehicle up here and you can camp. I'm like, dope. You came out of the woods, and you're just like, you and another guy, and you guys were doing almost like it was like a buddy comedy. Like you guys were feeding off of each other, like just your energy. You were talking about the Rougarou.
Yeah.
And he's doing like close-up magic, but I could have just been really high on hallucinogens. He might have just been like waving his hands in front of mine, and it looked like it was magic.
Right.
But I just remember your presence and your act at that. Because we played the same stage at Evolve that year.
I had the shirt.
Yeah, I love that place.
Me too.
I love that. I mean, it's great for music. It's very good for like a comedy show too, because it is tented, it's covered, gets you out of the sunlight.
It's personal.
It is. You're in a, although it's a yurt and it's a wicket fence or whatever, picket. I don't know the word, but it's nice.
And I like doing
that hole in the top.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that beautiful at nighttime and during
especially
the day.
If you can see the moon at a certain angle when you're on that stage, right? And it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I don't mind playing big stages with the barriers in front of me and stuff like that. That's okay. But in reality, I love interacting with the people in front of me. You know what I mean? I like being able to reach out and maybe give someone a high five or say
Right.
hello or be close and personal. And when I play big shows, you won't catch me going and staying backstage or leaving the venue entirely. I like to hang. You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm coming out there to hang out with y'all because, you know what? We got to get to know each other. You know what I mean? I'm not just an artist. I'd like to be your friend, too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's more about being personal and getting to know people. That way you can really appreciate my music. You know what I mean? Because then you know where it's coming from.
Yep. Where are you coming from, Ceeb? We're in Fredericton right now. It's 2019, but I know you're not from Fredericton.
Well, I was born in Ormukto in 72, but I was raised in Montreal.
Okay.
You know, I did all my schooling up there, elementary, high school, and whatnot, and experienced a lot of life up in Montreal. Been here for about 17 years now. I got here in 2002.
2002?
Yeah.
So I would have been in high school when you landed in Fredericton.
Yeah.
Something, and it really, we talk about anything on the podcast. If there's anything you're just like, nah, just let me know.
Oh, no, there
Edit
won't
it.
be
I
any
can
of
edit
that.
it.
No,
When you got to Fredericton, you were telling me a story before we were, when we were just outside having a smoke, and that you ran to the St. John River. We were talking about the river.
Yeah.
When you landed in Fredericton, you were homeless?
Yeah, I
That's
was.
true?
Yeah, I was homeless in Montreal for a bit and had an opportunity to come down here. It was just going to be for a visit, but I decided to stay. And I knew I was going to be homeless, but I figured, you know what, better to start from the bottom and start appreciating more life in a better eye. You know what I mean? I don't know. To me, struggle breeds character, and I figured that's where I started, and it was rough. But thank God there was an open mic hip-hop night at the Capitol Complex. It used to happen every Wednesday.
Wednesdays?
And, yeah, just that happening, being able to go and hit that mic whenever it was available, pretty much saved my life.
So let's slow it down. That's crazy to hear that, this open mic hip hop night did that. So you land in Fredericton. Are you taking a bus or you get a drive down with somebody? That's what's the?
Well, my cousin paid for my bus ticket to come down here, and well,
and did you have it's like, all right, Ceeb, you're going to Fredericton. Where you got anyone here like contacts, or you're like,
no, no.
What time of year was this?
This was we got here September 29th.
So right around Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival, after, before?
I don't know if it was September 29th, so I can
Oh,
imagine
okay.
it
So
was after.
It'd be after, sorry.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
I didn't catch it 29.
I went and stayed in Elm Hill and Jemseg with family down there for a little bit, but then felt like time to move on, right? And time to start living my life.
Sure.
Instead of depending on everybody else to keep me going. Well, I came up to Fredericton and I said...
How long has passed from when you've hit Fredericton?
About a month.
A month, okay.
So I'd been in New Brunswick about a month and came to Fredericton. I know it was October 29th to be exact. I'm literally a month away from when I landed.
Okay.
And I'm walking up and down the street. I don't know much, and I'm freestyling because that's what I do. I freestyle, and I was freestyling to myself, and somebody was like, "Hey, there's an open mic hip hop night here in town. You should go and check it out." And of course, I'm like, "Yeah, but I got a bed at the shelter, and if I don't go back, I lose that bed."
Because like a curfew?
Yeah.
You got to be there, and you got to stay there.
Yeah, you got to be in there before 11 o'clock because at that time, 11 o'clock was the day they wouldn't let anybody else in. And no matter if it was minus 1,000, you weren't getting in.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I won't have a place to sleep. But he was like, no problems, man. I'll get you a place to crash. I'm like, sure, even if it's like the corner of a hallway somewhere. That'd be great. And he hooked it up, so I went to open mic hip hop night. When I walked in, there was nobody there, and I asked the bartender, which happened to be Fergus Breen. I'm like, is this the open mic hip hop night? And he's like, yeah, as far as I know. I'm like, okay, I'll just wait. And I waited, and finally, Jody Wagstaff, Urban Scout, he showed up and set everything up. And
So was he the guy that you met on the street, Jody? Or
No,
Jody came in later
Jody came in later.
to set it up.
Yeah, to set it up.
Jody's kind of known on like the festival scene and the music scene in Atlanta, Canada. With
Urban Scout.
Yeah. He's taken some crazy trippy photos of me dressed up as Fred Flintstone at like silent discos and stuff. So
For sure.
gotta thank him for that. And so he hooked it up.
Yeah.
Now, did this guy off the street offer you a place to stay? Or
Well,
did
just
that
for the
come later?
night.
Okay,
Just for the night.
For saying, hey,
You know,
because you're doing this.
You know.
Sure.
So I go and, everything's cool. The mic opens. I grab it. I'm having a great time. People are like, who the hell's this? You know what I mean? And I go back, after that, next Wednesday comes, and this time I don't know where I'm staying. So at the end of the night, I'm just staying anywhere, sleeping under the bridge or in a bag machine spot, you know what I mean, just to stay warm. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, this Urban Scout says, hey, I know you give up your bed at the shelter so you can sleep on my couch every Wednesday, until the morning, after hip-hop night. So he gave me a place to stay, and that's what really helped me to decide that hip-hop was what was cracking, and it was time for me to take shit serious. So then I dropped my first album in 2007.
So so that year in 2002, working at it, hustling, working at your craft for 5 years.
Yep.
First album drops in 2007.
Yep.
Which would have been, so it truly did save your life. Like, it gave you opportunity. Now, where was I going with the train of thought there, Trevor? The traffic is like hypnotizing.
Yeah.
No, I had a real good point with that. You were 1 second. I got it. I wanted to take it slightly back. So now that we've established from when you got to Fredericton, when you were you always been rhyming? Has that been something you've been doing since middle school and even younger? Has there always been like a 16-bar loop going on in your head and shit?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I've been freestyling since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I sucked at it, but I just kept doing it because I loved to do it, and got better. And eventually I got a real good grasp on this
It's a muscle,
freestyle.
right?
Oh, definitely. Mine's like Hercules now.
The thing about your music and from as far as I know, have all of your albums been like curse free, like all family friendly hip hop, like no real swears, derogatory, woman bashing, that style of hip hop that is so prevalent.
Yeah,
these days.
You know what? Kids listen to hip hop these days, man, and I don't need profanity to express a point or even talk about some of the bad things that happen in life. I don't need to curse. You know what I mean? I don't want no parents to tell their kids that they got to turn Ceeb Dread off.
Right.
I want them to say, hey, you got to turn Ceeb Dread up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Play that track again. What did he say? Nice. Cool. And I don't mumble so you can understand me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I decided a long time ago that I wasn't going to curse when I wrote music, or even when I freestyle sometimes I just don't find the need for it anymore. It's profane, it's profanity. For me, it doesn't have any room. I don't have any room for cursing in my stories. I don't need anybody to cringe at the F-bomb or the B-bomb or any of that stuff.
If you can spit it to them in a way.
And radio play.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You don't get much royalty money from radio play, but it's still another stream of income sort of thing. And, why not? If I don't curse and I can get it on the radio. Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's do it that way. It's just me, I guess.
It's just you.
My spirit said don't curse, so I won't curse. Don't matter. It's cool. I still keep it G.
Yeah, man, so it was alright, you know what I mean?
It was hot, man.
And the bass needs to go up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And my vocals could go up
Hip hop heads are gonna love it.
higher, you know what I'm saying? So,
Boys!
we're just gonna do this one more time.
Hey boys, you guys recording a rap tune?
No, man.
You guys
Get the
recording
hell out
no,
of here,
boys, you
man.
guys got
Yeah, go on,
I
let's
got
go.
rap.
We're busy.
I got rap.
Get out
road,
of here, man. Get out of here. Right. Notch. Get him.
Fuck him.
Get that fucking guy, man.
Yeah, well, you guys got let
too,
me in,
man.
man. You guys got let me
You're gonna get it.
Yeah, y'all.
in. These boys got lights, video
Sounds
cameras, and everything, man. This shit's dope, man.
Pretty good trick, huh? But can you do this?
Chill. You got Ceeb, Rizzy. We up in the studio. B&E Entertainment. Video thing. 612 Studios. It seems like it happens, but it's very rare that OGs like Ceeb come on to life with kids. Got so many questions and no response, but yo, it's affecting as it goes on. All those people who thought they was equal are gonna realize that to life there's a sequel. Consequences and repercussions could be evil, but good will overcome that. Just like an eagle, nobody moves and nobody gets hurt. If nobody talks, then nobody is heard. Enemies bringing on shit to be absurd, but in this whole rap game, I'ma get the last word. Life's full of questions and left its mark. Even left some of my boys dead in the park. I'm saying, why is shit right in the start? Knowing all it really wants is a piece of your heart. Life's full of questions and left its mark. Even left some of my boys dead in the park. I'm saying, why is shit right in the start? Knowing all it really wants is a piece of your heart. Seems strange if this shit was rearranged. If politicians on the streets begging for change, me, I wouldn't spare them, not even a dime. Cause where the fuck were all of them when we were trying to shine? Now you're telling me that I should go and get mine. I'm gonna gag a time up so I can speak my mind and make sure people know there ain't no more time. Cause once this light gets shattered, they can see they'll be blind. Crash through the wall like Indiana Jones. Save my people from being alone and let them all know that jail ain't home. And don't get comfort in a piece of chrome, cause you could end up with a 2-4 right in your dome. And now you don't want that. Why? Cause mama said so. Cause mama said so. Cause mama said so. You heard? Come on, yo. I said life's full of questions and left its mark. Even left some of my boys dead in the park. I'm saying, why is shit right in the start? Knowing all it really wants is a piece of your heart. Life's full of questions and left its mark. Even left some of my boys dead in the park. I'm saying, why is shit right in the start? Knowing all it really wants is a piece of your heart. Take a minute and look around. If you see some kingly people, maybe you should take a bow on your knees, soldier. I'll be the one, son of a gun, from the ghetto called the slum. Forget what you seen and forget what you heard. This life got questions that remain unanswered. Pay attention and keep your stuff locked up tight. As mama always said, do it once and do it right, cause it can change fast as day switches to night. As far as I see, as far as winds blow, I'm sure of one thing, and this is what I know, yo. This is what I know, yo. This is what I know. Life's full of questions and left its mark. Even left some of my boys dead in the park. I'm saying, why is shit right in the start? Knowing all it really wants is a piece of your heart. Now life's full of questions and left its mark. Even left some of my boys dead in the park. I'm saying, why is shit right in the start? Knowing all it really wants is a piece of your heart. Now why does it seem so hard for me to make it when everybody else who got there cause they fake it? I used to think if I can have it, then I'ma take it. There's a record to be broken out there, but I guess I'll break it. First and foremost, I ain't here to gloat. I'm the captain of my ship, capsizing your boat. Well, hit the door, punk, and don't forget your coat. Cause when you do, I'ma catch up, I'ma slit your throat. Mind your business, just mind your business. If there's trouble in the world, you might find me in it. I shine more shinier than the shiniest diamond. I rhyme more rhymier than the rhyming that's rhyming. Mission all accomplished, I'm setting my plans. I'm guaranteed to touch all when I'm stretching my hands. Life's full of questions and left its mark. Even left some of my boys dead in the park. I'm saying, why is shit right in the start? Knowing all it really wants is a piece of your heart. Now life's full of questions and left its mark. Even left some of my boys dead in the park. I'm saying, why is shit right in the start? Knowing all it really wants is a piece of your heart. So yeah, y'all, this one goes out to Carefree, Dark Man, Lance, RJ, no crew of them. Respect. We out of here, man. B&E Entertainment, 612 Studios. Yeesh.
Yes, sir. Here goes another one.
So first album 2007, and you're working on your 8th right now.
Yeah.
It's 2019.
Yeah.
Got 12 years in between there.
Yeah.
Right? My
Yeah.
math is good.
That's great.
Well, I mean simple addition, subtraction on that. So we got 12 years, 8th album coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a steady output, man. That's that's something out like every year and 4 months ish, maybe year and 2 months, year and 3 months.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
How do you keep that ethic up?
I don't know, man. 1 year I released 2 albums with months apart.
Like one in December, one in January, wasn't it?
Yeah, like that was recent. EmergenCeeb came out, and then CDPB Microbrewery came out.
Right.
And that'll be available on Bandcamp soonish.
Yeah, I was hoping to see that.
Yeah, soonish.
What do we got on Bandcamp right now? We got the
Claybourne Chronicles.
Yeah, the Claybourne Chronicles.
And the 5th.
Right. Yeah. So why aren't the other ones on Bandcamp? Why can't the fans get them all from there? Because I know you do a lot of promotion on Facebook. You're hustling, brother.
Yeah.
You're out there every day,
sure.
live streaming, burning the number with us. I love it, by the way. Anytime I get that notification on the phone, pop it open for a little bit, see what you're up to, man.
Yeah, man.
You're a grassroots, organic type, and that's not bad things. You know what I'm saying?
No. Sure.
Why isn't it on Bandcamp?
Oh, well.
Is it like exclusivity? Like the people that produced it want it to stay on that? Or
if you want to get all the albums from Still Down to EmergenCeeb, you can go to bmemedia.tk.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
They're all there?
They're all there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just sometimes I'll put an album up on Bandcamp, and it's for more exposure in the world of social media and Google links and stuff like that and placement. So when somebody Googles Ceeb Dread, the first link they'll see is the Bandcamp link, and we'll try to keep it good like that. Of course, I'm the only Ceeb Dread in the world, so 9 times out of 10 you Google me, I'm the only one you're gonna find.
Where'd you get the name? What's that? What's the origin of that?
Well, when I was a kid, and coming up in hip hop, I started breakdancing. You know what I mean? And my buddies, let me rewind this. First, it's high school kind of thing, and I was called Claybourne. That's my last name, right?
Okay.
So
everyone would call you Claybourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Pass the ball, Claybourne. What's up, Claybourne? In high school, everybody usually used your last name or whatever. Yep. So then as we started getting into hip-hop and stuff, had a track jacket, and on the back of my name, or back of my jacket, it said C-Born. So it would be Seaborn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then one day we were smoking some weed in the blunt, and I was holding it too long, and my buddy said, "Ceeb, pass the blunt." I said, "What?" He said, "Pass the blunt." I'm like, "What'd you say before that?" He said, "Ceeb." I'm like, "All right, guys, enough with the abbreviations on the name.
Yep.
We're getting smaller and smaller. We went from Claybourne to Seaborn to Ceeb. Let's stop here."
Yeah.
Okay, because after a while, there's not going to be anything left. It's just going to be the rapper formerly known as. I don't think I can handle that. No.
Where's the dread come in?
I'm a Rasta man, but
right.
in my heart, and
sure.
I grew dreads for a while.
Okay.
And then heart got wicked, and I cut them because my heart was wicked.
Sure.
Yeah. And that's that.
What's
so,
the
dread.
We got to go back to the work ethic though. Like, each project, like, these aren't EPs. These aren't 3-track, 4-track. Releases. These all have, in the low teens. Up there, man. Like real albums. What's the process like? Are you sitting down every day, like trying to get a fresh verse out, or do you do it in like sit down until I'm done this song type thing?
That is exactly that. I will sit down until I'm done the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm going to write another track today.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. And I'll sit down and play the music, write the verses, and then be like, all right, I'm done with that. Off to record it or something. Or right now I'm in the writing stages, so I'm not in too much of a rush to record anything at the moment. Until I have at least half the album written, then I could go in. You know what I mean? And once I got it half recorded, then that's a little more motivation for me to finish it, because, you know, I'm at the halfway point. You know what I mean? On the 50-yard line.
Right. So you
Fourth and inches. It's time to go time.
So you got it half written. Let's just say, what's beat selection like? Do you get sent a lot of beats, and then you just kind of pick and choose?
The label definitely stockpiles me with music.
Okay.
You know, I just pick and choose what I want, whatever feels right, whatever seems like I should do. Usually I let the music speak to me. If the music's
right,
sometimes I just don't like it, or it doesn't have anything in there that needs to be said, I won't fuck with it.
Sure.
I usually go by what the music says. And then there's beats that are just banging. And it just says fucking, hit me. Rap on me. Do it right now. Don't wait till later. Hit me. And that's probably what happens.
So are you getting some beats in advance and then writing with inspiration to those? Or are you going in blind, not hearing any music?
I get the music. And
okay, you get the music.
Now I have it. So
right.
I go in and I'll put on an instrumental and listen to it. Listen to the whole thing, and just to see what the scheme of things is and where it drop in, where the hook falls or the chorus ends up, and what kind of intro will it need, and
right,
all of that stuff.
You smoking weed while you're doing this?
All depends on how I feel.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll write a track high because the beat says you should be high when you write this.
Sure.
Sometimes
the beat
I don't.
is like saying spark one, roll one.
Like when you hear a laid back beat with some good boom bap drums in it, it's like yeah, let me kill this one. You know.
Oh, you're a
Happy
classic
times.
for it. Like I could tell there was sometimes like a few years ago, I could tell you just like heard this beat, and then you'd turn on Facebook Live or you'd record a video. You're like, I gotta just do something real quick over this beat. Like I just found it. Do you remember doing those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are so wicked, man.
I got a little episode series on my YouTube page called Freestyle Whatever Days, and every Wednesday I used to just go on YouTube, find somebody's beat, tell the world who made the beat, and just freestyle over it.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. But yeah, so far so good.
You like cannabis? You like marijuana?
Marijuana. Never met a joint I couldn't smoke, I tell you. I tell you. Well, I met joints that you shouldn't smoke.
Have you ever smoked anything that's been like fucking
nothing
tainted,
ever
like angel dust or PCP? Has anyone ever dosed you that way? Like
no,
kind of joint?
No.
Me either.
No. I know one time somebody put some cocaine in the joint, but I didn't know about it until they told me later.
Did you notice a weird effect?
Not really.
Nice. This is classic Devin. You can hear the sirens.
And the cops are around here somewhere.
Yeah,
something's
awesome.
going down.
I'm gonna have to put
city.
a warning in the description saying there are sirens in this episode.
There
That's
are
a new
sirens
thing in podcasting.
Yeah.
If you have audio that contains sirens, you're supposed to warn people.
Okay,
before
folks.
now. That's the type of
we didn't do anything wrong.
That's the
They're
type of
just doing their
environment
job, going to wherever they've been called.
Yep. Yeah, man. I met you at Evolve. I always see you at Folly Fest. We've done a few shows together.
Yeah.
Man, that's so dope too, Funny. That is a fun concept.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today.
If that could be ironed out to be a little bit tighter each way, like you bring the tightness with the hip hop and I bring the tightness with the comedy.
Indeed.
If like I could get better at like transitioning the show over from comedy into hip hop, because with like the DJ and everything, man, that could be a happening night. Like that could be a good like gimmick for a show. You know what I mean? That's something unique.
And I think the way it should go is like rapper, comedian, rapper,
That's
comedian,
how the
rapper,
true...
comedian, rapper, comedian.
Yeah.
You know, that way everybody keeps everybody there. You know what I mean?
Do you keep it seated then?
Keeps the people there for.
Or do we do a standing show?
Oh, you do a standing show, for sure.
See, every comedian's going to be like, that's a tough gig for a comedian, because comedians are pussies when they
step a game up.
Sure.
That's what they used to tell me.
Okay.
Oh, what do you mean?
So I like this. We've never really talked about the show before. Like, we always just kind of did it.
Yeah.
And we can use this opportunity to kind of iron it out, because it is something, man. I'm like, it's hard for me to pitch myself as like a headliner or like a good feature act and get a spot to book me.
Well, what we do is we book the show
combine it.
and we co-headline the show together,
That's the thing.
right? So we just build from there. Who wants to open up for Trevor and me?
Right.
Which comedians, which rappers, you know, let's get it.
Yeah.
And we make sure we get good artists, you know, and I'm not necessarily, when I book a rapper, I don't necessarily book a rapper based on his clout. You know what I mean?
No, man, you put on kids for the first time. Their first time on stage, wasn't it?
I'm looking for the opportunity. You know what I mean? You guys want to rap? Okay, come on out. Do it live.
Your last...
Let's see if you like it.
One of your last shows at Affirmation Lounge.
Yeah,
did you put on
them.
3 kids there that was their first time on stage?
I sure did.
Man, that's props.
Did. That was a group called 5821.
5821.
Yeah. Noah
From
Price.
Fredericton,
Yeah, Noah Price, Will Donnelly, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the other kid's name. But, yeah.
High school kids or even younger? Or what?
Yep.
High school kids?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've worked with everybody probably in the scene, eh? On the East Coast scene by now?
In one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to get I want to get back to So Dope Too Funny before we talk about you working with other people. Because I want to bring it back to so let's set up. So it's a show, and you think it goes comedian, hip-hop artist, MC. What you give a comedian 10 or 15 minutes, like do a spot, and then the hip-hop person get their spot for 10 or 15.
Mm-hmm. And the headliners get longer.
Sure, of course, yeah, towards the end of the night.
Towards the end of the night.
Yeah, those sets get slightly a little bit. That's the thing. You could even have a comedian, if you don't know they can do 15 minutes, you have to be like, hey, you're on. We'll even put you on in the middle, but it's only a 7-minute spot. Even could be with like an up-and-coming rapper. Be like, hey, we'll give you the 11:30, a real good, we'll give you a 12:15, but it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to see your best 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah,
give it to us.
Kill it.
Because... So I like this idea, brother.
For sure.
Alternate it.
Forces people to work.
The comedian brings up the hip-hop artist, and then the hip-hop artist says, yo, your next comedian is, and then it kind of switches over.
Yeah.
It's interesting, because I wouldn't want the bar to get too restless when you get some, like, fucking high energy with the hip-hop. That's where I kind of thought it was cool, where it would start off as a comedy show but transition to a hip-hop. But I kind of like this idea better, man.
Yeah, because it'll keep the comedy fans there to see the other comedians, and the hip-hop fans to see the other rappers.
Right.
Right? And that keeps people in the club, bar making money.
And you can almost can kind of do it like, yeah, it's a booked show. It's so dope too funny, and it's booked by Ceeb Dread and Trevor Muxworthy.
Yep.
But it's almost like a running open mic, like in terms of like the slot placement, because you can say from like, okay, 10 o'clock, it's 5821 when they can get into the bar.
Yep.
And then at 10:10, it's a new comedian from Fredericton. And then at 10:20, it's another group. You can get a lot of people on.
Yeah.
And then, it's 11:10, and you got a good comedian. They do 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then you got NFP comes in. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You got fucking Monarch.
Yep.
And then what do? We just try to be fair and divvy up the money, or do we say like each spot is this, maximum this, like short time? Because I mean, if we got to fill from what at the Capitol, or say a bar is going to want entertainment for how long? You sell the show for that length of time.
Yeah.
because you don't want to overstretch yourself.
No.
But at the Capitol, it seems to be, if we book So Dope Too Funny, it's from 10 to 1. It's got to be a full.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And it's a tough sell.
Yeah.
But I think we could be done.
Oh, of course it could be done.
I just don't want to make anyone sour at the end of the night when they're just like, man, I got $15. It's like, but we all got $15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, in relative theory, you and I got a few extra percentages because we booked it and etc.
Right.
But that's business.
Now, there's also another way to get people paid and have them have nothing to do with the door. It's called print tickets.
Right.
Print tickets. You print enough tickets to fill the capacity.
Right.
You give the opening art. You give all the artists a certain amount of tickets.
It's not like, hey, you're not forced to sell these. You'll still get your stage time, no matter what.
But this is your money. You want to sell you want to make money. These tickets are your tickets. You don't owe us any money, and if you sell those tickets, you keep money. That money. That's it. There's no percentage. You get 10 tickets, $10 a ticket. You made $100. And imagine this: you made $100 for 7 minutes. How dope is that?
Working as long as a vasectomy surgeon, probably.
You know what I mean? That's $100 for 7 minutes. That's like 2, maybe even 3 tracks.
So you let them just keep all of that, their advance tickets. You say, hey,
that's your money. But that's your pay for the night.
Right.
You ain't getting anything else.
Right.
That's it. 10 tickets, $100 in your pocket.
So what does the Capitol say about that though? Because they gotta. Do we just say, oh, the guest list is this, 10 tickets to this person, they're going to be bringing in tickets? Like, what's the logistics of that?
Or you could just print you could just tell them, we're selling tickets, but we're going to sell the tickets.
Right.
That's it, that's all.
Okay.
And,
I'm just
of course,
always,
we'll have a cover charge at the door.
Right.
Because that's how we get paid.
Okay.
So we probably wouldn't print, capacity tickets. We probably put half the capacity tickets.
Sure.
Right? And maybe we'd have to end up being like, okay, here's five tickets, but that's still $50 for 7 minutes, or $50 for 15 minutes. You got to look at it in a time constraint sort of thing. Like, how much are you getting for your time? I got $50 for 15 minutes. Okay, well, it would have been $100 for a half an hour, $200 an hour if we got that far.
Sure.
Well, that's not too bad if you'd ask me.
Okay. I like the format of that. I think it's fair with, and there's more than enough talent to try to book that type of show.
Oh, for sure.
And I like that it kind of gets both audiences together. It gets the comedians out of their comfort zone, like you said.
Yeah.
Step the fuck up. Step it up.
Book the rappers that won't curse.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and happy.
Because we did So Dope Too Funny twice, was it?
Yeah, we did it once at the Capitol and once at the Chrome.
Which one do you think went better?
Capitol.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Cheer! One time for the mind bitch. Y'all know about traveling to Africa for a beat. Thank God for email. Right? Being me, baby. Since young. Oh, here we go. Yo, I need to beat the bounce, higher than a plane. Gotta keep it tipping till we fall out the lane. Wanna rush the shows, hard on my brain. Cause I'm a flippin' rippin', son, I'm about to go insane. We gon' make it work, harder than it does. No deals right here, never bother with a buzz. I'ma keep it real, better call the fuzz. I'ma put it down, harder than it ever was. See your boy Tippin', fly high trippin'. Steal the ball from Magic, slam dunk on Pippin'. See, yeah, I'm gon' kick it, cause I know it's wicked. Man, we do what we do, whip it so dear, get it. Liven up the crowd, fish in the air. Getting real hyper, just might lose my head. But I don't really care, cause I'm having fun. Climbing this ladder all the way to number 1. We always in the hood, pounding them beats. So much better than pounding them streets. We gon' do the do, inside of what we know. You can only be down if we grab and we smoke. Allow me to step up to the microphone. Got the raps for your dabs, I'm a cyclone. All metaphors live inside my dome. So when I drop it, it's poppin' and your ride is gone. Hip to the hip and we hop to the pimpin'. Jumpin' in a caddy with a whole chunk of kittens. Droppin' to the boys, gotta see the missus. She got some move with me, plus she brought my missus. Now ain't the time of sippin', or maybe bit of puppin'. Got some cookies round here, man, I gotta have something. We'll
keep it bumping till the break of day. Hit the stage later on, then it's time to get paid. Started to the verse, get this track done. Gotta press record so I can hit the home run. It's going way back, over the dome. Now pass me the blunt, cause it's time to get stoned. We always in the hood, pounding them beats. It's so much better than pounding them streets. We gon' do the do, inside of what we know. You can only be down if you rap and we smoke. We always in the hood, pounding them beats. It's so much better than pounding them streets. We gon' do the do, inside of what we know. You can only be down if you rap and we smoke. Now I'm a rude boy spitter, big tune hitter. Mash up a stage with the force of a splitter. Hard dog a gun with a blunt and a bitter. Let's go, we gon' take it to the top where we dip it. Now I'ma be honest, won't pull your leg. You're gonna jam this track and I won't have to beg. You're getting in my way, I'm headed to the bar. You're saying free drinks, treat a brother like a star. So let me take it in, yo, let a brother win. Party on the roof, everybody tip a gin. Got a lot of con, y'all chipping in. This ain't how it ends, yo, it's how it begins. We gon' tip it up and throw it right down. Jump all around, you loving this sound. Now you know the know, how you feel the flow. You can keep the yo dough, I'm only puffing on Joe. We always in the hood, pounding them beats. It's so much better than pounding them streets. We gon' do the do, side of what we know. You can only be down if you rap and we smoke. Yeah, yo. Let's just keep the drinking, okay?
It got good
It
towards
did.
the end. And I mean, the comedy show was fine for Fredericton. Fredericton seems to be a tough city to crack. I've been at it for a long time, and I'm happy when you get 24 people out to a comedy show.
I swear to goodness, but it's all about the posters.
Yeah.
Posters are everything.
Yeah.
You know, get the posters out, people see it, they want to flock us. And we book it at a time when there's nothing else really happening in the city, and that'll maximize that potential too.
So, I know there's a venue in Moncton. It's actually a comedy club, and it'd be sit down. Would you ever be comfortable with doing something so dope, too funny, in like a lounge type sit down type spot?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean,
we could pitch that to them. It would be a hard stop, like show at 9, show over at 10:50. So we have a smaller time frame to fill.
Yeah.
But it would still be action packed.
Yeah.
The logistics of it, we still got a DJ on stage, right?
For sure.
We have to.
For sure.
Not like fucking Peaches running our own music. Do you remember that disaster?
Oh my frig. Oh, Peaches.
Do you remember that?
Why, oh why, oh why. And then she
gets paid this.
And then she cussed the festival out.
She did.
That's why you never heard of her again.
Dude.
I ain't heard shit from this woman.
I was
another track or nothing, no video, nothing.
No. I mean, she was kind of like this feminist icon type punk rock chick.
Me and John Dutcher took our picture with her, but now we kind of want our money back. You owe me money for my likeness.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. She shows up and she's got like suitcase after suitcase. She's like frantic out back, and like I'm just chilling behind the stage, and I was kind of excited to see her set. Like, I watched a few YouTube clips and saw some of her festival performances, and it looked pretty fucking awesome.
Until she did this one.
And then she didn't even phone it in.
No.
That wasn't even phoning it in experience. That was like mental illness mixed with like rage.
And epilepsy.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Yeah, there was no need of the things she was doing. Just no.
So I think the So Dope Too Funny. I mean, we gotta try to do it again sometime.
I really want to.
We'll talk about it after the podcast. We'll hammer out some of the logistics.
Yeah.
On over text and shit.
Yeah.
'Cause that'd be a lot of fun.
For sure.
I always see you at Folly Fest. This year, Folly Fest is coming up. This is coming out tomorrow, actually. Normally, sometimes I pre-record these things.
Okay.
And they sit in the can for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This one actually is coming out tomorrow. So Folly Fest is at the end of the month. We're now in the month of June.
Mm-hmm.
It's blue skies,
mm-hmm.
high teens.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
You look forward to Folly Fest? You like Folly Fest, man?
Yeah, I do, man. I do. And to be honest, I don't even really like Folly Fest for the music, for the artists that are playing on any season.
And that's not a slam or anything.
That's not a slam at all.
That's just the props to...
I like Folly Fest for how community orientated it
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean? And
I knew you were going there with that.
it's just an awesome place to be.
It is. It's the happiest weekend of the year, I think, for me.
You know. And for a lot of people, it's the beginning of their festival season, you know what I mean? So they're getting in the groove of things and the swing of things and, you know, learning how to pace ourselves. Because sometimes we go to these festivals and we go a little too hot. Too hot. Drunk and messed up on Friday, hungover on Saturday, ain't going nowhere till Monday. They ain't in the tent. Don't go too hard for people.
I mean, you'll learn it quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully, you know, we're both older now. When I started going to the festivals, I was in my younger 20s. And I remember, you know, there were my first Folly Fest puking in my tent, you know, going a little too hard, eating that extra hit acid at like 1:45 in the morning when I had nowhere's in my right mind.
No business doing that.
You know, it's my first festival. I just did my first hit 4 hours earlier. There was, you know, but it was just the vibe. You know, at the end of the day, it turned out okay. I went for a walk. I ended up back in my tent. And yeah, there was some puke in the corner of it.
Oh, man. Last year at Folly Fest, I showed up, set up my tent, got some help, and it was 9:30 in the morning. And I dropped a hit of acid at 9:30 in the morning. And by 11:30, I had forgotten that I had dropped this hit of acid. Decided I would go to sleep. Not happening.
Never.
Not happening at all. I look outside my tent and I'm like, why am I feeling like this? Because I forgot I dropped a hit of acid. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh, that's right. That's right. I am tripping balls. So I look out my tent and I'm like, I'm going to go out. I didn't make it out. I said, no. Closed the tent back up and sat back down for a minute. I said, no, I'm not going out there yet.
Was this past year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then finally I'm like, okay, maybe I will go out there. So finally I just had to open the tent and jump out, like excitedly. It's like, I'm out. Okay. Walk around now. Found a dude that is tripping just as bad as I am. And I'm like, nobody knows we're tripping. He's like, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Look at you. That was funny, though. It was fun.
And Folly Fest for a few people listening. I got listeners around the world, Ceeb.
Nice.
On here. Australia, Spain, Portugal.
Wicked.
Down in the States, all over, you know.
Hey,
one or
props
two
to all of
listeners
y'all.
down in Houston, Dallas. And when I saw Houston pop off, I was really happy to see that it got played there.
Nice.
Folly Fest is a festival here, local to us, in the Fredericton area.
Village of Gagetown.
Gagetown.
To be
Village,
precise.
Yes. Which is about 40-ish minutes outside of Fredericton.
2 days if you're walking.
2 days if you're walking. Have you ever walked there?
I've hitchhiked down.
And you've probably gotten picked up with relative ease, right?
Yeah, I've also walked from Elm Hill to like Swan Creek area kind of thing. And that's a long ass walk. But
give me where's Elm Creek and Swan?
Elm Hills, first of all. Elm Hill is one of Canada's first black settlements. It's where my family's from. It's about 8.5 clicks past the village of Gagetown.
Okay.
Going toward Grand Bay Westfield.
Okay.
On the old highway there, the Queens County Highway. And so I walked from there to almost to Burton before we got almost to Burton before we got picked up, which was crazy. It was a long walk, but.
Have you ever done any other hitchhiking across Canada or any crazy stories like that? Or
I used to hitchhike from Montreal to Kingston, Ontario all the time to go see my father and my brothers and sisters up there. You know what I mean? I'd hitchhike to Ottawa to go see friends, and they'd be like, how'd you get here so fast? Just use my thumb, man. Just use my thumb.
Any crazy stories from that, or like any
Oh, going to Ottawa one time, I got picked up by this dude, and as we're driving down the highway, this guy sticks his hand on my lap, and he's like, you're a really nice guy. And I'm like, what? I took his hand, and I threw it over. And now, let me explain something here, folks. Back in those days, I wasn't a dude to be played with. So, I'm going to be horribly honest. I asked this guy, I said, buddy, listen, I don't mind, I don't mind. You want to just pull over here for a second, we can get this done. So he pulls over. I look behind me, and this guy's got some kind of rope in the back. So I grabbed the rope. He didn't see me grab the rope. I'm like, come on down here in the ditch in these woods. We'll get it cracking. So when we got to this big-ass tree, I said, get against the tree. He got against the tree. I tied this dude up to the tree and I said, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not gay. I'm not going to swing that way on any day. So, take your car. I'll leave it at the Ottawa exit. And that's what I did. I left him in the tree and jumped in his ride and went to Ottawa. Left it on the side of the road.
Do you think he picked up that vehicle later on?
Oh, I don't know.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't know.
How old were you when that happened?
Oh, maybe 25, 26.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah. He's lucky. I could have did a whole lot of worse, crazier shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wasn't impressed.
Well, I mean, it's just, some people be like, oh, that's homophobic. No, that's just like, it would be the same thing if it was a man to a woman or a woman to a man. You know
trying to rape me?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's exactly it.
And I mean, for more honesty, I've already been through that episode. I didn't want to visit it again.
Jesus.
So that was like, no, that was just way over the top for me. You know what I mean? So I'm not homophobic. I never was.
Right.
If you're gay, that's cool.
Just don't.
I'm not.
Right.
And when you look at me, it's clear. It's clear. I'm not wearing a dress, and I'm not have makeup, and still my beard on.
Well, it's just like a sexual pass, right? That's uncalled for.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Made it to Ottawa. Did make it to Ottawa. That's fine.
Elm Hill, and then you grew up in Montreal.
Yeah.
And one time, one of our craziest adventures is one time I just posted on Facebook. Emily and I were going up to to Montreal, and we were like, "Shit, we got a seat free and space free in the van. We want to see if anyone wants to travel to Montreal with us. We were going to see Adele." And you sent me a message. You took me up on that offer. You got family still in Montreal?
Yep.
I'm playing dumb for the.
Yeah. My mother lives up there, and I had a sister and a brother and a bunch of cousins and a lot of family up there.
Nice. So you got the. Did you chill with that weekend when we went to Adele?
I did.
You chill with the family? Was it a family trip? Or?
I chilled with my family and some close friends.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And it was funny because I went to my buddy's birthday party that he has every year.
Were they expecting you, or did you kind of surprise someone?
I seen him on Friday, and he wasn't really expecting me to show up, but he thought I would, because we were supposed to leave on Saturday, right? So I told him I was leaving, but then I got the word that I wasn't, so I decided I wasn't going to tell him that I was coming. So I showed up, had a great time, and at the end of the night, I asked another buddy to drop me off at the birthday man's house. They did. But me, for some odd drunken reason, I decided to walk east. And I walked so far east, I ended up back on the same street I just left from the club. I had to call Mom. Mom, I know I'm from here, but I'm lost. Where are you? I think I was on Lucien Lallier, the corner of Lucien Lallier and Saint-Jacques. It's craziness. I literally walked 10 blocks away from my buddy's house, randomly.
Were you drunk?
I was hammered.
Yeah.
I was hammered. I was still hammered when I showed up to see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which was funny.
Yeah. Oh, that was a crazy
Because
trip.
that was the night that I had to walk, that I got lost. My mom was tripping balls. She was so mad. She's good now, though. She still loves me.
Have you seen her since that trip?
No, I'm trying to go back for a bit.
Yeah.
See some family, maybe do a show, play a show.
Yeah.
That's
I love
you.
Montreal. Montreal's a fun city. I don't know
It doesn't
if I
sleep.
could live there, but I love visiting. It's a city that I love going to.
For sure.
I had a great weekend that weekend when we went and saw Adele. That was a cool show. Like, I'm not super into her music. You know, her songs come on. I don't completely tune them out. But she put on a fucking hell of a performance. That's when you kind of, like, I realized, oh, shit, like, you know, these performers really put on a fucking show.
It's important.
You know?
Play every show like it could be your last.
Like, I get it that, you know, some people after were like, oh, she just ripped off certain elements of other people's shows. Like, but I'm sorry, when she plays the encore on a fucking tiny-looking stage from where I'm from, as rain falls down, like, around her, and it looks like it's fucking 2 feet away from her, that's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? It's like a spectacle.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. You had a good time that weekend. You didn't have a cell phone. You're just like, when am I supposed, like, because you called me every day. You're like, I'm going to call you at this time. And we'll just plan it out from there. And then I remember you called me the first day. I was like, listen, we're going to extend this another day if that's okay with you. And you're like, yeah, fuck it. We're here.
Yeah.
And I was worried the next day. I was like, man, I don't know. No reason to worry, but I'm just a worrier. My mom was a worrier. She's a warrior too, but a worrier at heart. I was like, fuck. But you were there, man. Like, literally as clear as day. I think you rung up into the apartment, actually.
Yeah, I did.
Because you were there early. You were like, yeah, we're staying at our buddy Ryan's house. And my buddy Ryan was like, you came up here with Ceeb from the guy from Dub Antenna at the Wilson's room?
That's awesome.
It was so funny. I'm like, yeah. I was like, we did like a ride share. I kind of know him. And he's like, fuck, that's crazy, man, one time. And he just tells me this crazy, funny story about him moving to Fredericton, and like his only move was inviting a chick to like go see the reggae band, go see Dub Antenna at Wilson's room. And he made a move on her, and he was just like, man, I gotta thank that guy for getting some tail that night. And then I think I remember he thanked you, and then his current girlfriend wasn't too. His wife actually was just like, come on, Ryan. That's silly.
It's great, though. It's
yeah,
great.
And he lived on a cool spot in Montreal. Montreal's just fucking cool. I feel bad that living in New Brunswick my whole life and never really picking up the second tongue as good as I should have, you know. And Montreal, it almost, like, I get it that you could get away with just speaking English, but it's such a benefit to just have that fluency in French.
I know I can speak French out of necessity. Back in the day, the French and English didn't really get along very well.
Really?
I don't know if you guys know this shit, but for some of us, it was a pastime to go looking for a Frenchman, and I know the French did it too. They'd go looking for somebody English to kick the snot out of just because. Now, the funny thing is, you can't call it racism when it's white people beating up white people. It's just a big English scrap. It's languagists. They're taking everything too far. No, man. I had to learn French because I couldn't understand what they were saying about me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I couldn't understand a lick. Once I could understand, then I could speak too. Well, the ball game changed.
Mm-hmm.
The ball game changed up big time. Once you reply to these Frenchmen in French, oh, penses, je comprends pas, tabarnak. Bien, une claque ta gueule.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, well, you think I don't understand?
Right.
Come here.
I
You smack upside your head.
Yeah. Beautiful city.
Wonderful city.
Cheer! What's crack-a-lackin'? You know who your boy is? Can you hear me clearly? Am I getting this true? This is bigger than what? Life. I'm a loner, striving, gotta succeed, gotta be a role model, kids look up to me. I'm a real OG, got stats for days, and a real MC that got rap for plays. Take a chance on me, and we gon' get paid. With the power of my words, mad styles displayed. Push limit if you holler my tracks to stay. I'm here for the long haul, I ain't going away. So the next time I roll, I'm rolling for control. Put the hardest rap so then hit the stroll. Make a convict come back and rip the show. Take a bow, Ceeb Dread, cause the crowd is yours. Now I'm known for my acts cause they be so shiny. Glided ain't my past cause it be so grimy. Back then, no one would ever try me. Now it's more than drinks and everybody want buy me. Bigger than life, what? Bigger than everything. 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 Bigger than more for the masses. Rap from the master. I could write a dope track and get it done much faster. Had time to think, hung around up roster. Props to Rossimum, who were rough done, dada. Take it to the highest, we moving, we steady rising. No one gonna stop us from getting or reaching prizes. Got a strange brother, tell you all what the lies is. Ceeb Dread's a bad man, and trust me, the wisest. With south, them a slip when them bond they run. Every man a get sprung when them bond they gun. Patois English, man, it's either one. Man, the sounds of these tracks is a final one. I was homeless, nowhere and begged to be. Sometimes we had to steal just to pay for sleep. In the night, we be back, living in the street. And pray all day that it ends with me. What? Bigger than life, what? Bigger than everything. 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 Bigger than bound by the hopeless, chained by the painful. Gotta find a way to help free my people. Still use bad words, simple ones like equal. Me, I think they lying like some black sheep do. Take me to your leader cause I need to speak. Need to be right now, not tomorrow, next week. You ain't got a lot of time, situation looks bleak. Try to sell away our power, make it be obsolete. Man, that's some nonsense, some say it's bullshit. Can't control your own, don't make you wanna go full clips. I'ma be the wicked dressed up like a full crip. I'ma do it for you and for all the little children. Last 4 bars are gonna flip like a trigger. We're the best all around and this is what I figure. Trying hard not to erupt when they call me nigga. Cause there's other things to do and all of them are much bigger. Bigger than life, what? Bigger than everything. 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 Bigger than.
Are you out and about in the streets in Fredericton every day? You got a feel for the city? Like, I live outside the city, so I don't come in very often. I don't get a feel for Fredericton right now. Do you feel like you got a pulse on the city?
A little bit.
I see these things in the news about meth.
Oh my
is it scare tactics or
no, there's
really
a lot of there's a lot of people on meth in this city. You'd be surprised how high Fredericton really is.
Yeah.
Believe me. There's a lot of.
I've heard that because I see it on Facebook. I see the news article posted, and then I of course see the 50 comments or whatever, and people saying, but I'm just like, I gotta hear it from somebody that I trust.
No, it's an epidemic, man.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're getting this mess from, but people really need to leave that shit alone because it's destroying people.
Oh, it just ruins you.
I watched a bunch of people around here that used to be normal until they started doing that stuff. That just takes a man's soul away.
Have you ever been caught up in that?
No.
Have you always stayed true and green?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Psychedelics from time to time.
I mean, I throw mushrooms into weed, you know what I mean, in terms of the same family, somewhat.
Sure.
But you never had any, like,
Hey, man, I sniffed 1,000,000 lines of cocaine in one day. Like, especially when it's free. I've never actually went out and paid for it or bought it or called somebody, hey, I need some yo. It's been more like if I'm at a party or a festival, for instance, and somebody's like, hey, do you want a line?
Sure.
You know, sure. Let's party. I hope you have more because this is what's going to happen.
But you try to keep it pretty Rasta.
Yeah, I try to stay pretty Rasta man business.
I mean, Coke is just such a meh. Like, you know, like you say, it's fun. You get that first line into you, and then it's just a spiral. So,
yeah.
And with meth, from what I can tell, I've never been caught up in that.
Apparently they're high for 3-4 days, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, okay, I'm not trying to stay up that long. No, man.
I like sleep.
No, I like sleeping.
Yeah.
And so
I listened to a recent podcast with this chick. She was a meth head in like the 90s, and it was down in the States. But at a certain point, she was drinking her own piss because she knew that you'd piss out, like, your piss would be 80% meth, so you could get high again if you're...
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's crazy, dude.
But it's true, like, so the city, there's a problem out here with the harder drugs.
Yeah, and really, I don't even see any crackheads anymore.
No?
It's like, oh, crackheads don't want to be crackheads anymore. Or the meth heads will push them out the city. I don't know. But I'd like to see a decrease in methamphetamine-inspired violence and crimes and stuff like that because it just sucks.
I mean, there's so many... There's the meth, and then of course we've got all the opiates, the complete opposite of the spectrum, but
right.
Just as bad.
Pills, prescription pills.
Yeah.
And that's been a fucking problem since I got here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Prescription pills or the whole family of,
you know,
like...
It's messed up, but I'm pretty sure the kids can tell you where to get meth before they find a gram of weed. And that's what's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In certain parts, for sure. You know, I'm sure there's certain parts of Fredericton where, like, in high school, shatter is the hard drug. You know what I mean? The whiter, you know.
Yeah.
Skyline Acres, you know.
Yeah.
Douglas Avenue, the nice parts. Shatter might be the
hard drug up there.
Right. I don't know, man. Like, how do we stop it? Because, like, I don't think there is stopping it, right? It's just education,
rehabilitation, and at the same time, these people have to want to get better. You know what I mean? At some point, you're a lost cause. And it's
what do you do then?
It's unfortunate. I mean, hope and pray, change your life, and sometimes that might take changing your scenery, changing your city, changing your friends, changing your circle of life. You know, easier said than done. So don't get fucked up on meth. You won't ever have to do any of that shit.
Right.
You know?
It's,
just say no. It's serious.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, you know, I've definitely enjoyed some drugs that probably have had an active meth ingredient, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, you know,
1, 2, 3.
You know, there have been times I've been partying and, you know, popped a Molly. Now I'm sweating, you know, and there's definitely probably some...
I can't do Molly, man.
No?
I can't do Molly.
Your heart or just your...
Molly doesn't let me drink beer.
Oh, okay.
Bitch is jealous for some reason. So I don't...
So what happens? You just can't? Or
I just can't, man. I'll take a sip and it's like, I can't handle you. And that made me sad.
Because you like to drink beer?
Yeah, I like drinking beer.
Yeah. But it's just... It's weird how, like, I and some people, yourself included, can recreationally handle, you know, the 1, 2, 3 trips a year. You know what I mean? And it doesn't become a
everyday thing.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not banging.
Oh, because you know, you could get addicted to being happy.
Oh man,
right?
About 5 years ago, I did a little bit too much. It never got crazy, but it just became I want to do it this weekend. I want to do it this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got addicted to that feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
And the party that it brought around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I got out of it pretty quickly. It never got to the point where I'm pawning shit or losing friends or robbing people.
Sold the car for this hit of LSD. Whoa!
Have you ever heard of 1P LSD?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
It's just, yeah. We don't even. It's just one of those things where it's like a slight difference, right? And they can send it online or whatever. It's
Actually, I got a buddy who gets that.
I have some, and I've been scared to take it because I just want to hear like someone say, "Oh yeah, I've heard it. It's great," type of thing. Where I got it from somebody who I trust, but they can't give me firsthand knowledge of what it was like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a buddy who gets that fairly frequently, as a matter of fact. I'll ask him, and I'll let you know.
It's like, do you think all drugs should be legal? So, like, should you be able to get meth at Shoppers Drug Mart? Or meth New Brunswick? Or methamphetamine New Brunswick?
I don't know.
Where do you stand there? Like, I want to hear your true, like, because, it's obviously a problem. We say it's an epidemic. People are ruining their lives from it. The news articles are saying that all the rehabs are full. Like, if you're a meth head right now and you're trying to get off of it, good luck, do it yourself type thing.
I think, personally, I think that a lot of people do stuff because they're not allowed to do it, or it's taboo. You know what I mean?
Family pressures, too.
So I think if you legalized everything, or just decriminalized it and put no penalties on anybody for anything that they're doing, that might be the big choice for them to say, oh, so whether I do this or not, I'm not going to get in trouble. Well, fuck, that's no fun. No, I don't want to do it.
So do we decriminalize simple possession of all narcotics?
For sure. For sure. Now you're going to save the taxpayer dollars of holding criminals in for petty crimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe it increases junkieism. Maybe it don't.
But all that money that we're saving, not locking people up, we can hopefully build a few more treatment centers, right? In theory.
Exactly.
Or convert a couple. Into treatment centers, right?
Yep.
Do you believe addiction is a illness? Like when people say that, like it's a generational thing. Like if your father or mother was an alcoholic or drug addict.
I think
it's.
I think that stuff is in your blood after, like, if you're like I know in my family, alcohol's in our blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been drinking it since time. You know what I mean?
Tell me a little bit about Elm Hill, real quick.
One of Canada's first black settlements, established in 1806. I mean, I'm sure there was black people there a long time ago, but that would be recorded history.
Right.
And I still got family living down there. It's it's great.
So did they? Because I know there's a few settlements. So would that be older than the ones in like the Halifax area in Nova Scotia, or did they move from Nova Scotia, or do you know?
Well, these were loyalists. My family, they came with the loyalists.
Okay.
Right. Jumped off the boat, bought some land, was a slave, and then got the land. And that's how it is. That's how it started.
Just outside of Fredericton, or Fort Nashwauk, or whatever that would have been called. What Gagetown was called something too, Fort something back then.
Argonaut?
I don't know. I don't
Camp Argonaut?
Maybe.
Something like that.
The history's crazy in this area with this river.
It really is.
Because they'd had to. A lot of battles were fought by bringing up ships up this area, right? Which is crazy if we're just looking at it right now. That,
it's funny to think that
200 years ago, if we would have been here,
they were shooting cannons at people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Civilize yourself, boys.
So, do you remember much at Elm Hill growing up, or did you move to Montreal at a pretty young age?
No, I remember lots about Elm Hill, man.
You shot a video there before?
Yeah, Lighters Up.
Lighters Up.
Lighters Up. Well, that was fun.
Chill. You don't know. Real talk, man. That's how we roll. Indeed. Put your lighters in the air, people. For sure. We going down south for a minute. Just a little bit. All up in it to win it. You hear me? Got a new way of thinking when it comes to music. It's fused in my soul, so I choose to use it. Got a real tight old one that will not loosen. So we tie it all together and create no loose ends. Life is simple if we keep it that way. And hate is hard, so we keep it at bay. I had a lot of blessings I would take it away. So I got plans to get them back, and I'm starting today. Apologies are much, they just gotta be dealt with. A lot of weight on my shoulders, y'all, I just can't help it. My heart has grown cold, and I have not felt it. It's been so damn long, I think I'm empty shelling. The time is right now, gotta be in the moment. I get out what I put in from lyric atonement. So it's all about reaping, but only what you sow is open now. Take heed, pay attention, and focus. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. Light the blunt, everybody just light the blunt. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. And light the blunt, man, what the what? Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. Light the blunt, everybody just light the blunt. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. And light the blunt, man, what the what? So gotta be the type of rapper that's got all the stories that will bring in the laughter. I complain, but they only say after. So we crashing in the windows and be swinging from the rafters. In my life, there's a time to joke. There's a time to toke, a time to choke, and a time to watch the gun smoke. A time to make believe the world is at peace. We able to sleep another day and night at least. This time we let them know that we ain't never letting go. We'll be holding tight to the dark at night and ready, set the flow. This time we tell them now that they ain't never had control. If they do not like it, simply tell them this is how we roll. I made my plans for the now, yeah, I got it, baby. Been thinking I'll make it and I'll make it, yeah, I got it crazy. This jam's jam to make you jump, but now you're just lazy. So pass the blunt and light it up so we can start blazing. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. Light the blunt, everybody just light the blunt. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. And light the blunt, man, what the what? Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. Light the blunt, everybody just light the blunt. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. And light the blunt, man, what the what? I can't stand them lies. Chill. That the folks keep telling about they goddamn lives. Chill. Always acting hard when they saw at all times. My advice to all of you is be a cat with all nines. Get a boy with a big up chest and a bad mind there, boy, interest. Talk no trash, how did I suggest? Get a bad rap success from the door to the west. Anybody with a brain gonna see the test. If you go for you the fast, you end up dead. I don't see nothing cause my eyes are red. So when you get it, just rap to it like it like set. Holler at a homie when you do an event. Gotta holler homie, gonna pay the rent. Playboy, baby, get ready and set. We're gonna take it to the edge and never get a regret. Oh, that's the way it gon' be. Gotta be the truth when it comes from ODC. Gotta rep it right for my old family. You gon' see us in the lights and on TV. Chill. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. Light the blunt, everybody just light the blunt. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. And light the blunt, man, what the what? Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. Light the blunt, everybody just light the blunt. Light us up, everybody put your lighters up. And light the blunt, man, what the what?
I just wanted to shed some light on Elm Hill, you know, to say that, hey, we're still here, we still exist.
Are there any other MCs or from Elm Hill, like that are related to you in the area, or are you?
I think that might be the only MC from that has.
Because there's another artist. I can't. His name's escaping me right now. It might be Fact.
He's from St. John.
St. John.
Yeah.
Did he have a video where it was at like the
here.
barbecue, like the family barbecue? Did he do a
Yeah,
video like
yeah,
that?
yeah, at the Black Picnic.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
Have you worked with Fact before?
Well, we played shows together and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and share music and stuff like that, but nothing as of late. Nothing as of late. I know he did release a new album, like, I think last year or maybe the year before, but yeah.
So what's the scene like for guys who have been in it for a while, like, you know, Monarch, Fact, yourself?
It's
you
pretty
know,
cool
guys
now
who-
that the shows come to us. You know what I mean?
When I mean
doing it so long, whenever there's a rapper coming through, whether it's a big name or anybody else, we usually get the first chops of playing the show.
Now, when it comes to like studio stuff, do you reach out to them and say, "Hey, I'd like to have you on a track. It's been a while," or how does that? Is it just who you're tight with type of thing, or what?
Oh, if I want to do a track with any of these boys, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to collaborate. You know what I mean? And I have collaborated with Monarch before on a song. Me and NFP as well. So it's good. It's good.
I noticed on the 5th, I think it was. Do you not do a lot of features on your songs for a reason? Or?
Yeah, for the reason being it's a solo album.
Yeah.
If it's solo, well,
Right.
why the feature?
Yeah.
You know? A lot of the times, I don't know if this is just my personal way of thinking. If you're getting somebody to feature on your album, it's because you don't think you have enough clout to run the album, and you need somebody else's name on there to help you with that.
Right.
So that's usually why I don't, because I don't need that help. I got some clout.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Indeed.
Let's go back to we were talking outside before the podcast. I know you from I watched you at Evolve, and I think I've seen you guys at the Capitol one time. Socially Acceptable.
Yeah.
That's a thing of the past. That's
Well, I don't think it's ever a thing of the past. It's just not working right now.
Okay.
Right now.
It's just something that's on the shelf.
Yeah.
So explain to the people listening what that is all about.
No, Socially Acceptable was started by me and Terry Thomas, a.k.a. NFP.
Okay.
And then it became a band. And before we were a band, it was just going to be two MCs, bass and keys, which was Will Pacey and Jonathan Dutcher.
Okay.
At that time. And then we decided that we needed some drums. So we brought in Brian Munn. And he's the drummer for Weak Size Fish. So he came in and we played a bunch of shows with him, and that includes Evolve and stuff like that. And over time, we just doing too much on our own and with other bands to continue
into that. That was a great act.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, who knows, you never know. Maybe we'll get back to it.
Sure.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they all part of the Beastie Boys show at the Market that time, or was that more of a feels good?
Johnny Dutcher was. Will Pacey was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald was.
Okay.
There was a lot of people in there. Greg Harrison was in there, and yeah, it was great.
Was that a good night?
Was
that
great.
a lot of fun?
That was a great night.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. It was good because it brought a lot of people together to watch some Beastie Boys hip-hop live.
Yeah, it was like a tribute show. You guys did their songs?
Yeah. 20 Years Strong ensemble.
Nice. I love that they do that. The feels good, people get it together, and they've done the shows at Folly Fest, and they've done the shows at the Boyce Farmers Market and shit like that. Like the band, Last Waltz, all that shit. Led Zeppelin tribute at Folly Fest one year. All good times.
Yeah, I hear you.
the dispensaries are popping off in Fredericton right now. We saw today, Ceeb. Is that the that's the news of the day?
Yeah, yesterday there was 4, today there's 7. Exponential growth. Oh man.
You were saying it was quite the trip when you went in there. Have you been in one before?
No, I went into Eagle Leaf earlier, but today you brought me to Wabanaki Organics.
Yeah.
And they have a huge selection of a lot of stuff. Like wow.
Yeah, they got a little bit of everything in there.
Like, it's just phenomenal how much stuff they got. You know,
fair prices, friendly people.
Yeah. It's amazing. Honestly,
it's a nice alternative.
If you come to Fredericton and you're looking for some weed, go to Wabanaki.
Wow. I thought you were going to say hit you up on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, you could do that too, and I'll bring you. You'll come see me, then I'll bring you to where you should be.
All right.
For sure.
Have you enjoyed your time in Fredericton? Do you like Fredericton, or what do you think of this place?
I love this city.
Yeah?
I really do. It's got a few changes it needs to make, you know. Like taking the bus. I don't like having to take if I want to go to somewhere on the north side, I don't think I should have to go to the south side first and then come back to the north side.
Makes total sense.
Why?
With what you're saying.
Why can't I take a bus on the north side that stays on the north side?
Why can't you walk to Union, say?
Right.
And Union will take you to the Brookside Mall. Or it will take you straight to the Superstore on Main Street.
Right. Where another bus will take me to the Brookside Mall.
Right, exactly.
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet?
Instead,
I got to get on the bus at Union, cross the river, get off at King's Place, transfer, cross the river again, and finally...
And sometimes you don't even have to transfer. You're staying on the same bus, but now you go to the north side. It's like, what the fuck? Why did we...
It's like, what the... Why the... give me a break.
Transit's a thing. Transit is and I mean, I guess I've heard that they've seeked information and public opinion on it, but nothing's changed.
Nothing has changed. Schedule's the same. Maybe they increased the exact time that it shows up.
I don't know why there shouldn't be an express run, though, that runs from, I don't know, somewheres to, like, Pickeroon's Roundhouse, down to the Superstore, Main Street, up Brookside Mall, and, like, loop it or something. Right. You know what I mean? A North Side Express.
And how come there's no buses on Sundays? You think people don't work on Sunday?
Right.
You know?
A lot of the people taking the bus have jobs with shift work.
And they have to be there on Sunday.
Yeah.
At the same time as Saturday.
And that means that's just, rather than the bus fare, now they're spending $6, $8, $12 on a cab each way, depending on how far out of the city they live. Or in the city, sorry.
Or it's in between pays and they got to walk.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Where's the inspiration come from when you're rapping, when you're thinking about music? Your experience?
Yeah, pretty much. I like to reflect on how far I've come, where I've been, and then I like to think about other people who've been through similar struggles, and you know what I mean? It inspires me to keep going. You know, I like stories of, people had it rough, and then they picked themselves up and they're doing better.
Yeah.
Those type of stories, you know? I like the stories of people who are trying to defy the odds, stacked against them.
Yeah.
You know? Because for me, when somebody tells me I can't do something, that's motivation for me to get it done.
Yeah.
You know, oh, you couldn't rap. I mean, let's not exaggerate here. You couldn't write 200 songs in a day? Okay, no, I couldn't. But I'd fucking try. Probably get to 199.
Hooked on meth afterwards.
Hooked on meth, 100%.
I'm writing so goddamn motherfucking fast right now, man.
Lock your doors.
Where's the pen?
They made me write 100. They made me write 200 songs overnight. I am going to rob everything you got because I'm a meth head.
Shit, what was I gonna... Do you write with a pen? into your phone?
Sometimes I write with a pen. Lately, I just started picking up the pen again. Usually,
Yeah,
I'd be
I love a pen.
Writing on the computer.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
know.
different method.
I don't know. It's flow differently with different
You definitely do
instruments.
flow differently.
Right.
I find, journaling into a computer and writing out like a stream of consciousness. That's what I try to do every day. At least a page of just handwritten. Sometimes it just starts out saying, hello, this is what I want to get done today. These would be the good daily goals. You know what I mean? And then from there, hopefully it breaks off into something funny.
Yeah.
Do you ever do stuff like that, or is it strictly songwriting? Or you're like, all right, I'm going to sit down and get the song done?
Usually strictly songwriting. I'll just sit down and start writing. Because usually if I start writing, it's going to turn into a song.
Do you ever have ideas for like TV and a musical or something like that?
Oh yeah, I got an idea.
I've always wanted to do a hip hop musical, man.
So I got an idea. I don't really want to tell people my idea because it hasn't been done before.
Sure.
And it has to do with film.
Okay.
But
then keep it, and you can maybe tell me after if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on that topic of video, I got to ask you a couple of questions about a couple of videos you have. Judgment Day.
Yes.
That video is awesome, man.
Thank you.
Every now and then, you just gotta spit it. Or quit it. Nah, I mean, day one. Chill. Eternal damnation if you spill my beer. Getting me to deal hate, the funk out of here. I can claim my role, that's the first thing clear. You whack humans better wise up. You're gonna disappear. Piss up a verbal giant suicide. Anytime I wander around, all they do is hide. More hungry than you cats, and see through eyes. And I already know the picture, this is your demise. Flashback to when I gotta be a real man. Be myself, pay my bills, and hit the steel pan. You imitators got a problem, reveal your hand. Guaranteed it don't show up on the heels and ran. I hate baby, but I really love chicken, so you'll eat big pieces of the funk I'm spitting. Taking over, I'm the champ, I'm gonna serve an ass kicking. She never had before, best to get out the kitchen. This is murder music, erase the perpetrating lies. Too many panties in the game, all wearing disguise. Judgment Day, your time's run out. It's the equivalent of me with raps gun in your mouth. This is murder music, erase the perpetrating lies. Too many panties in the game, all wearing disguise. Judgment Day, your time's run out. It's the equivalent to me with raps gun in your mouth. Over time I realized they just try to inspire, but I ain't never been inspired by a bunch of damn liars. See, I'm real with the rhyme or jump in the fire. So I ain't never gonna fake or speak live on the wire. Mementos demented, mean I really even care what they doing over here, what they doing over there. The G'd up or the beat up ever since the baby chair. The truth is not a shit, but sometimes it's not fair. They hate it and love it, y'all can't rise above it. When push come to shove, I rock every mic thug it. I shook a nobody, no matter who threw the muggin'. I'm the first Joe Bird, who took it all and loved it. Take my advice, baby, learn this lesson. I'm a cat at AK, 30-foot Smith and Wesson. Big y'all know I got bullet loaded weapons from the head to the mic and leave a tray laid dead. This is murder music, erase the perpetrating lies. Too many panties in the game, all wearing disguise. Judgment Day, your time's run out. It's the equivalent to me with raps gun in your mouth. This is murder music, erase the perpetrating lies. Too many panties in the game, all wearing disguise. Judgment Day, your time's run out. It's the equivalent to me with raps gun in your mouth. Why y'all can't see that I'm lyrical danger is beyond me, man, but Mike, that's no stranger to the grip that I got. White knuckle road ranger, my rap game's nice, I'm a rhyme arranger. The people around me simply got no clue. Promoting hate and hip-hop is not how I do. Not just my words, but my actions too. Folks, Ceeb is all you need for a round or two. So now you got time to get back in the game, cause I'm the lion in this jungle and I'm leading the way. This is lyrical murder, I ain't taking no slave. And the flavor of this stuff is killer Kool-Aid. Tries me and tries you, smash me and smash you, but never say nothing that you just can't handle. Bash me and bash you, crack me and crack you. On the mic gotta hide you, then nobody gonna have you. This is murder music, erase the perpetrating lies. Many branches in the game, all wearing disguise. Judgment Day, your time's run out. This the equivalent to me with raps gun in your mouth. This is murder music, erase the perpetrating lies. Too many branches in the game, all wearing disguise. Judgment Day, your time's run out. This the equivalent to me with raps gun in your mouth. This is murder music, erase the perpetrating lies. Too many branches in the game, all wearing disguise. Judgment Day, your time's run out. This is murder music, erase the perpetrating lies. 20 branches in the game, all wearing disguise. Judgment Day, your time's run out. It's the equivalent to me with raps gun in your mouth.
Judgment Day came out of anger, straight up. Somebody had told me about, actually they inspired the hate against this group. They told me some stuff that I shouldn't have believed, or whatever the case. They made my mind really hateful. So when I originally wrote the track, it was full of pure anger. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that somebody had put hate in my heart for another hip-hop artist trying to do the same thing I am. So I switched the verse up to be more of a, don't be trying to inspire hate into my hip-hop, because there's no room for it. So when we shot the video, it was kind of the same way, like, that's what's up.
I'm so sorry that I started laughing in the middle of that. I realized we've been recording this podcast for an hour and a little bit now. We're parked in the van, and you've been buckled in the whole time like you're on a fucking space journey.
Well, you never know where this conversation is going to take us, buddy. We have to keep ourselves belted in. We'll fly off and away.
How do you get a video done? How does that, like, you got the song, it's on an album. Do you approach people, or you're like, hey, do they come up with the idea for the video, or was that your vision?
I usually give the director or the cameraman or whoever's going to shoot the video, I usually give them creative control over it with my input. You know what I mean? But for Judgment Day, it was mostly Brendan Middleholtz who came up with the whole idea of me killing myself in the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was basically Judgment Day. It was my Judgment Day. You got to watch the video to understand what I'm talking about now.
Yeah, I'll link that in the description of the podcast.
Sometimes you do things that you shouldn't do based on irrelevant information, and then you regret it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what that song's about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because promoting hate in hip-hop is not how I do.
What do you think about, like, the hip-hop scene overall, or, like, what just give me the realness on it.
I think it's way too fucking competitive, if you ask me. In all the other genres, you don't see people battling each other or writing diss tracks on each other. Have you ever seen two blues artists going at it on the mic, back and forth? 16 bars of hatred? No. I don't like it. I don't like how competitive it's become. I understand battle rapping is a thing, and it's a sport, and it's been in hip-hop for quite a while, but when it first started, it wasn't about I kill you or you kill me. It was about who was better with the originality of a freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Who could keep a storyline going originally, like just make it up off the top of your head and it'd be dope. But nowadays, it's all about I kill you, you kill me, murder your family, blah, 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 blah.
roast jokes that rhyme on appearance and background and
Right.
all that bullshit.
No good to me. You know, well, how are you doper than me because you insulted my clothing?
Yeah.
You know? Well, I just gave you the theory of relativity in a rap. Okay, and you win. Nice. Not so nice. Fuck that. But that's not goes to show that doesn't say that I won't battle. It just says I'd prefer it to be about originality and not cursing or dissing anybody.
Okay.
Freestyle.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna shoot off like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 names, hip-hop artists.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be one-word answers, maybe just the first thing that comes to your mind or whatever. Just and I'll just bounce around, well-known, local, whatever.
Okay.
Classified.
Canadian dope artist.
Nas.
Infamous. Infinite.
NFP.
Originator.
Sean 1.
Intellectually inclined on the beats.
KRS 1.
The teacher.
Yeah. Tupac.
The Reverend.
Dr. Dre.
The Master.
The first billionaire from hip-hop, they say, Jay-Z.
Hustler.
Ghetto Socks.
Innovating.
I had one on deck, then I forgot. Those are all good answers. Who were some of your big influences?
KRS-One was a big influence to me. And then, of course, there was Shades of Culture from Montreal, Chuck Ice from Montreal, MCJ Cool G from Halifax and Montreal. And after that, it's anybody doing good that used to be doing bad. That's about it.
How's the crowd at Tech 9? You recently opened for Tech 9.
Awesome crowd.
Yeah.
Awesome crowd.
Yeah.
They showed the brother a lot of love.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
I was so happy to see that you were a part of that show. If I had any scratch to put together, I would have been at that show. I was happy it went off because not even 3 weeks earlier, I think that promotion had a little bit of a problem with another rapper. I think it was the Game.
Gucci Mane. No, the Game.
Yeah, it was the
and
Game.
Gucci Mane.
Yeah. And I was like, well, Tech 9 at least has played shows in Canada often for a long time. Like, he gets his paperwork in order, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the times it just comes down to it. Someone didn't fill out the paperwork, really, or
exactly.
They go to fill out the paperwork and then they say, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He didn't beat the case.
Still on probation.
Would the goal for you, man, like, what's the goal for you in hip-hop? I know you're a real dude. You're a real person to talk to, and I mean that in the most genuine way. You're a kind soul. It seems to be like at the upper echelon, you almost have to be cutthroat. You've got to... Do you think that's true? Or
Yeah, I don't care about all that, buddy.
No.
I'm just going to be myself and keep making the music I love and fuck who's in my way.
Now,
I'm just going to keep going.
Now, educate a white boy here for a second.
Sure.
Be the educate a white boy segment of the podcast.
Boom, 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 boom.
What is boom bap? Like a boom bap, like I know.
It's a feeling.
Okay.
And it's a drum pattern.
It's a drum pattern?
Yeah.
What's the drum pattern?
Bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. That's the boom bap.
Okay.
You know, that's the head nodding music. You gotta jump around hip hop. It's trap.
Right. Snares.
190 beats a minute, a million beats a minute.
Right.
Cool. But boom bap, that's where I'm at. I prefer boom bap over any other form of hip hop. Because that's how it started. It all started with the boom bap.
Is an 808 involved in the drum pattern, or is that 808 its own thing?
808 came out later.
Way later?
Later. Yeah.
Who are some of the like OGs when it comes to the boom bap style that did you mention some
Mobb
of them?
Deep, KRS-One,
Okay.
Slick Rick, Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? Those are all boom bap rappers. Yeah.
Sirens are popping off. I love it.
Sirens are warning. Sirens will be heard during this podcast.
Have you ever been shot at?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they hit you?
No. They missed. Thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful day. I'm happy we got together.
Yeah,
we made
man.
it work.
For sure. For sure.
Do you got any shows coming up in the next little bit that you want to plug?
I do. I
mean, we don't have to say we're not done right away, but
I'm playing with
we're starting to get there.
Cam Speech. I'm gonna play and host a show.
Okay.
June 29th at the Capitol Complex. And then July 5th at Club Chrome. And then at the end of the July, we're playing Evolve.
Yep.
And
I should be there as well, hopefully.
August 16th, I'm opening for Onyx.
I saw that poster going around recently.
At Club Chrome. And yeah, that's it for now. And probably the Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival too.
Last year you went up with Grand Theft Bus, was it last year?
Yeah.
Dropped a freestyle?
Yeah, I did that.
That's wicked. They're recording an album at Folly Fest.
Yes, they are.
This year. Which, we're putting it on vinyl, which has never happened, which is cool for the dozens of people that are into that.
For sure.
Is the scene supportive? Like, if there's a kid right now who's at UNB, doesn't really know what the fuck is going on in his life, but he's been writing rhymes, can he break into the Fredericton scene, and is he embraced, or is it, like you said, it's competitive? Is he going to be fucking pushed away?
Listen,
hypothetically
if you're no good at it, don't bother.
Sure.
Because we won't holler. Unfortunately, that's the way life is. I mean, if you're not good at something or trying to be good at something, why bother doing it? A lot of people start rapping for a hobby. Oh, I do it just because it's fun. Well, for some of us, it's life. You know, for some of us, it's bill money, it's rent money, it's phone bill money, it's food money. That's what it is. It's a career and a job. So we take it seriously. So when the new people are showing up and they want to get in, we want to know that they're serious. Because even though they may suck right now, they'll get better with time.
Right. There's no open mic hip hop or anything now, is there?
No, but we are about to be having a kind of a hip hop showcase every Friday at the Chrome.
Okay.
This is being put on by Higher Vibration Studio.
Okay.
Sarah Thomas runs that.
Be interesting, because there's actually a comedy show at Club Chrome. Oh, upstairs or downstairs in Tribute?
I think we're in the Tribute.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The comedy shows that have been happening there have been decent. Every other Friday.
Nice.
The hip-hop would probably just be afterwards, eh? For the...
More than likely.
Yeah.
More than likely.
All the people amped up on that liquor.
Right. All lit.
Have you ever bombed on stage?
One time I fell into a speaker and almost fell off the stage one time.
Were you fucked up?
I was. last time I was ever that fucked up on stage.
Yeah, you learn, right?
Right away. Right away.
Yeah.
Like a dog learning lessons.
Yeah.
Like dog falls down the stairs. Do you think it's gonna walk the stairs ever again? No.
Yeah.
No.
So do you try to keep it pretty straight before shows now, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind having a beer on stage
Sure.
with me, wet the whistle in between tracks, but I'm not trying to get all fucked up.
Yeah. Save that for after if you want.
I like to enjoy the experience. I like to remember my songs so I can deliver them with the most amount of impact. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you got people who got your albums, who listen to your music, but they want to hear you play it live, and if you forget the second verse or something, you might as well call them up.
Phone a friend.
Right?
It's the $32,000 question.
What is the second verse? No hook.
Have you been following the basketball? Have you been? Are you a Raptors fan?
Go Raptors. Well, yeah, I got a track called "We the North."
Yeah, I know you do. That's what we opened up the podcast with because we got to.
You know,
no.
Got to.
I'm not even a huge basketball fan, but this craze has got me caught up in it.
Oh yeah, now you're a Jurassic Parker.
I mean, I'm not that. I mean, to be honest, I'm a big sports fan, so I silently cheered for the 76ers because I like Philadelphia sports. I'm a Flyers fan. I like the Eagles. I'm just weird like that. It's just that's my city that's not my city type thing.
Right.
But when they beat the 76ers and then everyone thought they didn't stand a chance against Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks and
they did that in
handed
6.
it to him, you know, how can you not get excited, right? Like I don't have jealousy or anything.
No,
like
this is a
enjoy it.
This is a dynasty right now.
Do you think Kawhi stays in Toronto?
If Toronto's smart, he does. Because, I mean, Spicy P, St. Leonard, Captain Lowry, we got to keep those boys, man.
Yeah.
You know, we
well,
got to
like,
keep them.
Toronto's going to make enough from this playoff push. Like, they're obviously... Isn't he just going to be facing, like, league maximum contracts everywhere? So, like, what's the difference? I mean, the big difference is him going back to his hometown, right?
Yeah.
Going back to L.A.
Yeah.
Versus probably being able to take the subway and not be that bothered in Toronto. You know what I mean? In you could live in somewhat obscurity a little bit, where it seems like Canadians give their sports stars a little bit more space.
I think we do because we just want them to feel like everyday regular people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's cool, you see a sports star, you know what I mean? You roll up, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you, glad you're out. But you don't have to go any farther than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to ask for an autograph. You don't have to ask for a picture. They like being treated like regular people, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they're exceptionally talented at that sport, but at the end of the day, they don't want to be bothered. Kawhi Leonard's one of those guys that is very clear about that. You know what I mean? That's like a part of his foundation.
Yeah.
He's not on social media. He talks about the team, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I think they did him a little bit dirty in San Antonio from the little that I know with like the meetings and whatnot and like, you know, being shitty towards them from what I've read. But I hope he stays in Toronto. Like, I hope that team can continue to put it together. Like, if they, you know, the game's tomorrow night, I hope the Raptors can steal one in Oakland.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
Do you watch the games?
I sure do.
Yeah.
I sure do.
Do you watch regular season, or are you just tuning in now because we're down to it?
No, I watch the regular season. I don't like to be a part-time fan.
Sure. I'm a Sports Center type guy. I don't got a ton of time to watch, you know, a bunch of different sports, but I try to, you know, a lot of my browsing is fucking sports. It's male soap opera, right? Like, there's
exactly.
always a news cycle of
who's on the top of this day? Who's winning this league?
You're a Habs fan.
Die hard.
Yeah, so you're probably somewhat happy for the Blues to win last night, eh? Or
Just because they beat Boston, yeah.
Yeah.
But kind of hoping for Boston to win because
really, I can't believe you're saying this.
Well, my grandmother-in-law passed away, and she was a Boston fan, so
yeah.
For this year, that's what's up.
You know what, man? I feel you there, because the stand-up comedy scene in New Brunswick recently lost somebody, Martin Saulnier.
Yeah.
He was from Moncton, Shediac area. And what's funny is he's French, Acadian through and through, but he was a Boston Bruins fan. So I'm kind of pulling for them as well, deep down.
Yeah.
You know.
But St. Louis spanked them last night.
Yeah. I watched the third period, the second and the third period. Once I got the little fella down and I could concentrate on it, I watched it. Are you going to go to Pickeroons to the watch party on Wednesday, or what? Are you going to watch it from your comfort of your own home?
I might have to go to Pickeroons.
It looks pretty crazy. I saw some pictures. I couldn't make it out on Sunday because I had that party to go to. But it looks pretty wild. I mean, they got the food trucks, they got the Pickeroons beer, they got the ice cream, they got the big screen TV. It looked like they got like 150, 200 people out for game 2.
Hot diggity.
So I might try to book it in. And, you know, I live about 20 kilometers outside the city on a little river called the Nashwauk.
I live like down the block.
Yeah. We actually live on the same street, fun fact. You turn a left out of your driveway and just drive 22 kilometers. And
there you are.
And then you get to my house. Just don't make any turns. Just keep straight.
Right.
Curve with the road.
Okay.
But stay on that main drag and you'll find me.
Nice.
Probably one day walking.
Hey, baby, let's get it. Follow me. That's how we do, you know. Be a me. Cheese. No, can't stop. Won't stop. So it goes. Hey, yo, I show up on the scene. I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Smoke a crown that'll tear up your face. First puff, send you up in the sky cause the earth is rough. Token like you're joking if you handle this stuff. Bend you up like a knot, hold you right by your scruff. Life's hard, so what? Gotta keep it moving. Bright star now the morning, yo, the streets are grooving. Chick to the hip hop, my lines are soothing. Good at G's right now, I'm vacate, student, not a beat. Got no time for problems, only got time for props and a bunch of head bobs. So it shares what I got, even if it's dreadlocks. Now at least I can keep Smarty out of deadlocks. First on the stage and the last off the mic. Ceeb Dread be the rage, all tracks are hype. So boiling right hot like a stolen bike. And I command you to move or you might get sniped. Hey yo, I show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yo, I show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'll kick the moon out the sky if they jump the gun. And if the shots rang out, brother, duck and run. Make sure you get a look at the dumbass punk. So when you come back, uppercut into the trunk. Screech as the tires squeal. Speeding up on our way to 100 mil. Lineman at the show, give a rapper a deal. Most think we don't care, but this someone will.
Yo, Ceeb, what's up?
What's good, man? Let me on stage.
Nah, but Ceeb, this ain't your show, man.
Come on, man. Let me on stage.
Ceeb, this ain't your show. You can't have the mic.
Give me the microphone, I know how to make it twerk. Got the wires all wrapped, this mic's going to work. Rhyme so electrified, they'll be making it jerk. I got it, it's all good, nobody getting murked. I'm here to spread the love and keep your hands in the air. I'm here to even up the odds when you think it ain't fair. I'm here to make you feel safe when you out there scared. Now I don't really say it often, but Ceeb Dread cares. Yo, I show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yo, show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's That's what I'm talking about. I'm so damn excited to be writing this song. Sometimes I think it feels like I be righting the wrong. So I gotta put it down for all my peeps to deal. Hope they understand what Ceeb Dread is real. Off to the races and I plans to win. Break out of these braces, hit the stage and grin. Cause it can't keep me out, son, I'm already in. Only delivering the good for DJs to spin. Smash up a track, MCs will step back and out and mix with a mic that sound like a guy. But a cast are gonna act like you better than fact. Since that's a dope bag, you gonna have to handle that. Always rock a mic you don't think you should own, bro. That's the only way you'll ever get to see the throne. This is what I know, whenever I rock a show, I hit the stage like a dog, I'm defending my bone. Yo, I show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean, and I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean, and I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And yo, show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean, and I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And yo, show up on the scene, I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean, and I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I got no doubt I can make you shout. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'ma make you scream. Yeah, you know what I mean, and I got no, and I doubt. Know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man, you got shows coming up. I'm excited. So, do you know what your set at Evolve is looking like? Have you negotiated that, or?
I think it's about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah?
Because it's a hip-hop showcase.
Right.
So, yeah.
Do they do that? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see that. Do you know what day you're playing yet?
No.
I know I'm Sunday, the first act on at the Yurt, I'm pretty sure. We might get bumped for some Grateful Dead gospel, which I understand if they made that a thing last year and they want to do that again.
Right.
I told them the 4:20 slot is always okay with me too. If you want to put it in a little bit
For
later
sure.
in the afternoon, I dig that. I can get nice and faded before the show. Do you ever smoke weed before you perform?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Got to get your mind right sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Indeed.
Who's the best performance you've ever seen other than watching yourself from your mind's eye?
Michael Jackson.
You've seen Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, on the Victory Tour at the Olympic Stadium in Montreal.
Wow. What year was that?
I want to say 89.
Wow.
Maybe earlier than that. But it was crazy. And it was a great show.
That was probably a show, right? One of those things where people show you why they're so good at something.
Yeah.
They put it on display.
Oh, did he ever? Did he ever? Yeah. I was excited to get to see that.
When do you think the 8th album will be out?
Oh, I'm not really putting the time on it.
No?
No. I'm just taking my time. You know, I pretty much rushed the last 7 albums.
You think so?
Kind of.
You feel like you're rushing them?
Like, especially when it comes to releasing them so close apart, like, so close to each other.
You felt that just wasn't best?
Yeah, marketing-wise,
right.
You know, I should have let give every album a certain amount of time
to breathe. Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing now. But I mean, at least by the end of the year, I'll have the album done. I'm ready to bump.
Do you have any merch for shows after?
No.
No.
Sorry. Sponsors? I'm always looking for sponsors.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
What do you feel like for merch though after a show? That's a good money maker if you can get a little bit of scratch together and
hard copy CDs, stickers, fucking pins, t-shirts, hoodies.
What do you think about it? Good or bad?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, sadly, it's really just a a good revenue stream for someone who's independent, right? The show money might not be great, but if you can sell 4 CDs after the show and a T-shirt that
it supplements
a buddy
the income.
screen printed, and it costs you like $7 to make if you bought the shirt at Walmart, or like even cheaper if you got a better deal on the shirts.
Right.
But yeah, it's something I always think about. Like I recorded a CD like 2 years ago of a show at Wilsers, professionally done, video and audio, but the video got screwed up and it's at the Craft College forever, buried on a hard drive somewhere probably,
Right.
or formatted. But the audio I have, and I mean I made a couple of demo tape, like, you know, CDs just to have a hard copy, say, hey, you got this, man. Like,
For
you know,
sure.
you did that thing. But, you know, I don't really try to push it, or I haven't been like, you know what, I'm going to get 50 of these burned, you know. I just don't feel like rushing it, you know, to kind of go back to that. Like, I feel like that product that I recorded just wasn't ready, you know what I mean? I'd feel kind of...
Its time wasn't there.
Yeah. Like, it was
For
okay,
sure.
you know, don't get me wrong, and I'm sure someone would enjoy it, like, if they had a good time at a show, and be like, oh, you have a CD? I'd love to buy that $5, $10, whatever you sell it for, right? And I'm sure they would like it, but I'm just not truly happy with the product that's on there, you know what I mean?
And that's the main thing. You got to be happy with what you're putting out, first of all.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're not happy with it, there's a good chance nobody else will be either. You know what I mean?
They might listen to it and go,
maybe you
rough
should,
around the edges. That joke was, you know, clearly not finished or not even that good. Like,
maybe you should just throw all that shit away.
Right. Yeah, really.
You know? But I know
Well, and that's the thing with comedy, though, is if you have something recorded, generally it's different than from what they just saw. You know what I mean? I'd feel really fucking bad performing for 30 minutes and then selling them a CD with the same exact 30 minutes, you know, give or take a few jokes, you know what I mean? Where with music, you can almost tour that album, play that album in person, sell that album.
Yeah.
And then keep the cycle going. Oh, I've got this new album. I'm going to play a few new tracks off this album. The old album still bangs. I'm going to play most of that. You know, it's almost advantageous for a musician that they can kind of go into that back catalog, where comedians, they're not just like, hey, give me your greatest hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't laugh now, but... Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, 'cause I got a lot of material, and it all depends on the show, what songs I'm going to play. If I got some older tracks that I want to bring back to light, you know what I mean? Let's play this one. I'm feeling this one today. It all depends on the show.
Sure.
You know?
The set list can always change.
The set list can always change.
Can you play any instruments?
I can play the drums a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, very little bit.
Yeah.
And I play the keys by ear.
Right.
Just fuck around.
Just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make shit up. And the microphone's my instrument.
Sure.
You know?
The voice is definitely one.
Totally.
Did you fuck around with beatboxing when you were a kid, or?
I could beatbox.
Yeah.
For sure. It's fun. I like beatboxing.
Good old Devon, man. I've lived here for quite a bit. Lived in Marysville. Lived in Devon. Devon gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some parts of it that are pretty whatever, but it's a decent spot. Raise a family in Devon.
Yeah. You could. You could. They do.
That's what I'm doing right now, man. I can't wait to bring the little fella to Folly Fest. He loves music, man. He absolutely loves music.
He's going to have a great time.
Oh, I think so. I think he's really gonna... He's gonna, like last year, he was just too young. He couldn't walk. He wouldn't have truly, he would have been strapped to a stroller, and we would have had to hold him the whole time. Like,
yeah.
We were lucky that we had grandparents that said, hey, you know what, go enjoy the weekend. You haven't been away from him yet. It's been a year and a bit, you know. Go enjoy yourself.
For sure.
And this year, he'll be able to enjoy it. Evolve. You said that the new site's dope there. You say it's wicked.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
I'm so excited. There's like stage in the forest, I think.
Oh, yeah. A couple of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I heard like they've kind of done away with like the sunflower stage. That's not a thing anymore. It's the mothership or...
Yeah, it's the mothership.
Yeah?
Or synergy.
Yeah.
And then they got the yurts.
Loved it. So they still got the Palace Yurt?
Yeah, that's my favorite place to play, the Palace Yurt.
Yeah.
I would play the main stage, don't get me wrong.
Oh, you would now?
I would play the mothership, or, you know what I mean, but...
I'd play the main stage, but...
I like the
I
Palace
love the
Yurt.
Yurt, man. We were talking
It's
about
up
it
close
earlier.
and personal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can
Great energy
reach
in
out
there.
and touch somebody if you want to, or if they're looking, hey, stretching their hand out, you can get to them.
Yeah.
It's great. You know?
That YouTube guy that they booked, that Mark Reboulet guy, I thought he would be perfect actually in the Yurt and not in... But he's going to be too popular to have in the Yurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The energy that he brings would be so wicked in a Yurt where it's going to be toned down a little bit if he's up there away from us. You know what I mean? He feeds off being in the fucking huddle with everyone.
Yeah.
Like Kelly 47, bro.
Yeah.
We were talking about her.
I'm excited. She's dope.
Yeah.
Like, just dope.
Don't you think there's a lot of women DJs, though? Jonas and the boys are really booking a lot of women DJs.
And
Hot women DJs.
And that's great. I love that.
You love hot women?
No, listen.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
I love that he's booking women DJs and giving female DJs a platform to play on. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of, machismo in the DJ game.
Right.
You know, so it's really good. Really good. I'm really excited for these women to play the festival. You know.
I bet you the DJ scene is pretty competitive.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, I think we got enough, buddy.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to record right until I drop you off. Are you okay with that? Get some real loud fucking exhaust sounds.
Sounds good.
Like, is this considered a handheld device? I'd probably get pulled over by, like, podcasting and driving, wouldn't I?
Well, I wonder how much the fine for that is.
Probably 176.
176.
As I hide my edibles.
You are officially going to jail for podcasting. This is good. This is good. I mean, now play-by-play. Chuck started. Just put the seatbelt in.
This is the same vehicle we went to Montreal in.
Yep.
Still passing inspection, baby.
Nice.
It's got a loud fucking exhaust right now, though.
Whatever, Trevor.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Oh, no problem.
I hope...
no problem. Thanks for
a
having
few
me.
people listen to it, man. I'm going to put up the windows just a bit.
It'd be cool. So, yeah, you guys can follow me.
Jesus. You were saying there at the start of this podcast, you were saying bodies in the river, weren't you?
Yes.
And we just pulled out onto Union Street, and there's a police truck, bigger than a paddy wagon,
with a boat,
pulling a rescue boat.
Yep.
I didn't just interview Fredericton's newest serial killer, did I?
No,
I don't get that vibe from you.
I know. I you know what? What are the odds that there's two serial killers in the same truck? Let's just throw that out.
Twist. I'm the serial killer.
You know, it's kind of weird that you noticed the truck before I did. Usually the folks who are paranoid about getting caught for serial killing stuff. Whatever, Trevor. It's okay.
Do you like the name of the podcast, Whatever, Trevor?
I do.
Right on.
I do. Now we're here at the corner of Gibson and Union, and we got to go ahead to take the turn.
Like a white boy.
The cops are actually going down to the river with the rescue boat. So I'm just hoping it's not one of my landlord's ex-tenants that forgot to pay his rent or something. My landlord's a gangster. No, he's not. But he likes money.
Well, yeah, landlords like money.
For some dumb reason.
They're like, yeah.
And now we're pulling into my crib.
was a short drive.
Very, very, very long drive, actually.
I got to thank you, Ceeb. Are you on Twitter or Instagram?
Yes, at Ceeb Dread on Twitter. Same as Instagram. My YouTube channel is under Eric Claybourne. And you can find all the goodness right there. bmemedia.tk for album Still Down to EmergenCeeb.
I'll post a link to all your future shows coming up this summer on the podcast description.
Awesome.
I want to fist bump, brother. Thank you.
That was
much.
improper.
No, that one was much better. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I think everyone's gonna enjoy this one. It was real and it was good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can you give me one last whatever, Trevor?
Whatever, Trevor.
You know what's good. Every rapper gotta have a love song. Why won't it be me? Baby. If you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. Yo, and you don't ever gotta worry, cause I'll always be. Come on. If you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. You know, and you don't ever gotta worry, cause I'll always be. Come on. Here's my sweater when it's cold. Give me silver for my gold. I'ma take good care of you until we old. I know we're a little bit different, but still got the same goal. And our paths are kinda hot, but still got the main goal. Keep your head up, baby, and I'll carry your pain. I'll be stronger than the toughest and own that lane. Cause you the one that gotta shine, even if it's gonna rain. Makes your love unfounded and it drowns the drain. So just hold on tighter. I'm the weed, you the lighter. And I'm staying in your heart so I can make your life brighter. Keep your spirits real high and float down like a fighter. No, you're strong, moochie moo. Honey, love, you will fight. It's me and you against the world, and we already won. When they see the love, we have to get scared and run. Cause ours is forever and never ever done. So let's roll 2 blunts and smoke both of them, man. If you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. Yo, and you'll never gotta worry, cause I'll always be. If you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. Yo, and you'll never gotta worry, cause I'll always be. Yo, can you hear me? Just my beats for you. I've loved you since blue was blue. You complete me, babe, and it means the world. You with me unashamed, cause you're my girl. Can I hold you close, never let you go? You're the air I breathe and my flow. Can I have your hand as we move along? Will you take this seed or this song? Can I be your all? Can I be your smile? Can I be the one you love for quite a while? I can feel your pain, which I want to heal. I can see your tears inside your veil. There's no one else whom I'd rather love. It seems our hearts were joined above. So I can take you there where you've never been. I'll be brave for you, your champion. If you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. Come on, and you'll never gotta worry, cause I'll always be. You know, if you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. Come on, and you ain't never gotta worry, cause I'll always be. Yo, dry your eyes, baby girl, it's gonna be okay. I promise to be with you every step of the way. Even though a steep climb, make it for a long day. I'ma carry you, love, and I will not sway. See, I'm your knight in shiny armor, good man, full of honor. But you on a pedestal, I wanna see you go farther. I gotta thank your mother for having a fine daughter, cause I love you to life, boy, why would I bother? Listen to that as the DJ scratch. At the end of the day, baby, I got your back. I ain't going nowhere, staying right on track. So you can sit back, relax, and finish the sack. Sweetie, when I'm rapping, it's for me and you. And no matter what they do, you'll never be number 2. Always number 1 in my eyes and heart. But in my mind, oh well, that's the X-rated part. If you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. You know, and you'll never gotta worry, cause I'll always be. If you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. Come on, and you'll never gotta worry, cause I'll always be. You know, if you need me, sweetie, just call me and I'll be there. Come on, and you ain't never gotta worry, cause I'll always be. Indeed.